happening?
First time in cinematic history we are live.
We've never done live.
I don't think I've ever been this live before.
Man, it feels so odd to be this live.
We're so alive.
At 8 a.m.
Look, everyone.
Is it too early to be alive?
We need to be able to. We need to know if people can hear us.
Yes.
We always hope. We always believe.
Always
always
hope they can
need-
hear us.
Oh,
Can you hear us?
Hello, hello.
We just need to know if you can hear us.
They're going to wait as long as they have to. Thanks, Camacho the frog. We don't know if they can. Hi.
Hi, can you hear us?
Maybe.
Hi, gang.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I'm Greg.
I'm
That's
Greg.
Coy.
That's Coy.
That's John.
Oh, no.
They can hear.
So if you guys did not catch our trailer reaction of Fantastic Four, that is up. It just went up 1 hour ago.
Hey.
And now we are here live to talk all details about it. Yes, there's another one Aaron actually designed. Did a great job here at the Starbucks.
Killing the game.
We did like the trailer. We thought the trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer reaction, you
Get
guys
over
should
there.
do that.
Spoilers for our reaction.
Spoilers, we enjoyed it.
True.
We enjoyed it. And thank you to everyone who was here for our last stream because, is it quiet? There's something about
The levels being different depending on your settings.
it sounds
is
so
fascinating.
loud for us, but
Yeah.
there's always someone in the chat who's like, it doesn't
Look
sound
what?
loud.
And we're like, we're
And
blaring.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't
doing
want
our
to
best.
hurt you. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Jaden. Hey, Aiden. But we are going to talk. Whoa, now I can't hear me at all, John. What happened? I'm gone.
John.
I'm just blasting
can
the
check.
inputs and
Oh.
cutting down on the headphones so that we are not deafened.
Well, I think Mr. Fantastic did not actually show his powers because maybe the effects aren't ready yet. But yeah, we like the trailer, and thank you to everyone who gave super chats and Streamlabs last time. Kept us live for quite a long time, and we also was watching our new podcast segments as well because yeah, it's going to be a long discussion time. Do we sound low? I'm getting paranoid here.
They said it got better. Oh, wait, someone just, okay.
Tell us if it sounds low still.
We're doing great. All right, we should talk about things while we get the audio sorted.
All right,
I'm
sure.
boosting-
That way the whole opening isn't just us tech
I'm
different.
boosting the decibels up really high.
This is how cosmic radiation gives you powers. You mess
giving
with
us
the
an
tech.
extra 10
Whoa.
decibels each.
There's so much John in my ears.
So I'm
All
gonna
right.
kill these a little bit more again.
Well, why don't we go through the trailer a little bit?
All right.
Shall we?
We got a
We
Fantastic Car. We got a
shall.
H.E.R.B.I.E. We got a Galactus.
Okay, so we'll go frame by frame here.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean.
Let's go frame. It's only a minute and a half. We can go
Let's
frame
do
by
it.
frame. We
All
can
right,
make
guys,
we
we'll
can
see
make
you
some
in
actual
6
content
hours.
here. So the opening shot of the elevator going into the building.
Retrofuturism.
Coy,
a different New
say
York.
some smart shit now.
Okay, backing it up, backing it up, backing it up. Okay, so we have a shot of New York that is clearly not our New York. You see shades of the retrofuturism of like what Disney had done, which is a fun mirror to how it looks like Pedro Pascal is playing the character. But you can see a skyline that isn't our New York, and that's great because like a lot of Marvel characters obviously set in New York. What's interesting to me is that this gives us an opportunity to establish whatever we want with this New York, with this flavor. I, as someone who advocates for shared universes but also doing disparate stuff, I'm very excited to see Fantastic Four get to be its own thing and play in its own sandbox until it inevitably comes into the multiverse and in the MCU. There's actually a shot later in this teaser that teases the multiverse directly, but this is a shot of their New York, and I think we're also going to see the female Silver Surfer mirroring the fact that we have a different Silver Surfer in our universe, marking it as a different one, and you also see the frame is actually different, the actual frame ratio. Is that enough smart things?
Ooh,
I
you said
think-
all the
I think it's
smart things.
Just on
reasonably
one
smart.
opening.
Can you
All
go
right.
back to that opening shot really quick?
You see, you can't escape it.
That is beautiful. I can't get over how real it. John, you're going way too far. But no. Can you go to the elevator doors shut? John? No, actually,
sense for the motion.
that looks really cool. I can't get over how actually real it looks. It feels like we're stepping into an
Another
alternate
world.
reality, a different world, a different planet.
And I
you
love
know?
that the elevators stop at the new frame ratio. So the elevator's open, and
Yeah.
it doesn't, instead of going 60 miles an hour, it stops at 4.3.
Well-
so the actual frame stops at the elevator's opening.
I like those effects. I think when it came to the IMAX, I feel like this movie might be shot with IMAX cameras because a lot of those types of technicalities, when it comes to messing with aspect ratio, especially come in the form of IMAX cameras, and like when Nolan came around, and then also Hunger Games Catching Fire, an IMAX experience that a lot of people forget about. They were one of the first ones to utilize, especially with the elevator transition ones. And I think we'll probably be getting that there.
I'm very excited to see what Matt Shakman does because he crushed WandaVision's visuals.
Who is this person? Who's this person that they're showing
So
around?
I assume it's an investor or someone curious about the Future Foundation. The Future Foundation is it's a fund and a grant and an idea of using all of technology to better mankind, and I think Future Foundation is going to be some element of who they're pitching to here.
Future Foundation.
Yeah, that's actually the white and blue suit we see later on in the Spider-Man show. That suit
yes.
is when he joined, so I think that is something to do with this. But that's totally spitballing. Like, he's not canonically a certain person. The only person I think he might be is Phil Sheldon. Phil Sheldon is a photographer from the Marvel's comic books, and I'm pretty sure he showed up in the poster that they released with the teaser. Phil Sheldon is in 5 issues of Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross's Marvels, which is one of the first times in the Marvel comics you see from the perspective of day-to-day people looking up at like Green Goblin fighting Spider-Man and what it would be like to be a regular person with Galactus. So it's giving you a POV of the up of the experience of Marvel. He doesn't quite look like Phil Sheldon, but since Phil Sheldon popped up in the teaser poster, I think he's going to be involved.
Let me go over here really quick.
It's just hard to see, dude.
This could be their dinner with the hearts, you know?
I just love this interior design. This looks like an actual cool place that they could build at Disneyland.
More conversation pits.
It's
Someone in the
mid-century
chat
modern,
said it. Look
baby.
at that. You want a sit pit.
I mean, even with this like fire pit here, I've never said anything that sounds more like a Disney show than what I just said right now.
You know, they should really style
They
things.
they
like
should
this
make
Disney
they should
aesthetic.
make this at Disneyland.
Maybe
shouldn't they?
what if they make this my home? Imagineers, come to my home.
Epcot.
More sit pits, folks. More conversation pits. No, I don't think that's Phil Sheldon anymore. Maybe
I'm
though.
going to bring up the audio for just a little bit here, guys.
Uh-oh.
Darion, thank you.
Oh, we can't.
On the
Oh,
dot,
sorry,
no
sorry.
matter what, we're all here.
Copyright.
I want to hear his voice again.
7 on the.
He's got this very old-timey cadence.
That's it.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what, we're all here.
I love how like awkward it is between. There's something that feels like socially awkward, or there might be a little bit of tension between them. Like they're
Yeah.
kind of putting up a bit of an appearance.
That's
like
why-
part of the flavors I'm getting from the trailer with these two characters.
Yeah, that's why I think they're pitching to him or something's gone awry and they're trying to prove. You know what? They might be trying to prove they're still a normal family while having cosmic radiation powers. Like, this is just a day at the office. We're sitting down and having dinner. Because at the end of the day, the Fantastic Four are Marvel's first family. And I think that's very different than the X-Men, who are ostracized for having powers. They're celebrated for having powers, which is why the promo image is so interesting. When we get to the final four shot, that's a play on the Fab Four, the Beatles shot. They literally recreated a Beatles image to show the Fantastic Four for the first time.
yeah,
Well, and two,
You
I
totally
mean,
knew that.
This
I
could
totally.
this could easily be one of those things where something like crazy and scientific and radiation-y was just happening, but they also have this important dinner date or
Right,
some kind
right.
of
This
pitch
definitely
they got to
seems like
do
that
or
kinda-
something like that. So like it could be he's acting a little awkward because of all that.
Don't mind me being able to
Yeah.
stretch. This is dinner time.
Hold on,
Well,
what's
yeah,
that?
all the
Baxter Building
hijinks
looks
behind
dope.
his
Oh, it's
back.
gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
This is our first time. Bear with us, guys. For a second, this is our first time actually using a trailer and a live stream, and then we're also working with a brand new computer. So, being a little bit patient to not go into an anxiety fit over making sure things don't go wrong. John's been handling so much of this, primarily John on the tech side. So, thank you.
I built this stream from the ground up today.
but
Yeah,
we
it looks
will.
great.
But we will also. But thank you to everyone who's been giving super chats and Streamlabs. We will be getting to all those. Promise. Oh, did Tyrone Magnus get negative about it? Surprise! I just saw it.
You can't win them all.
Or any. Baxter
I
Building
mean,
looks great.
goddamn! Like the aesthetics of this look incredible, and what shocks me with the way the world is about film. There used to be a time where we would be in awe about visual effects, and now you mainly hear people. If something looks great, you're like, "All right, you did your fucking job."
Better.
And then when it looks bad, it's like, "Man, this is gonna be a piece of shit." And you know what? Like there's something as simplified as this building looking very real to me that, for some reason, touches my heart.
You mentioned it both times you watched the reaction.
I don't know why.
Like it's very.
It looks because it looks real. That movie magic thing that we have been talking about.
Yeah.
I feel it when I see a building.
I haven't been this excited for a teaser in a very long time to just experience living in this world over and over again. Like
Yeah.
I've already rewatched this teaser 4 times because it feels like a movie. This feels so like impactfully warm.
Yeah.
H.E.R.B.I.E, you guys.
Yeah, fully loaded.
I love his character design because him thinking has visual like whirs. I talked about this in the reaction. I love that our first kind like dialogue after that little moment between Sue and Reed is him normalizing both him being a monster and H.E.R.B.I.E, which also I think ties into what John was saying, like Another Day at the Office. But it also like it's our familiarity as viewers with his voice. Like we think of Ebon Moss-Bachrach cooking. And that is really interesting that we've got the parallel of like our comfort zone is him cooking. Ben Grimm's comfort zone is cooking. H.E.R.B.I.E's just another member of the family. All of it just normalizes Marvel's first family in a beat. It does so much storytelling in very little time.
It's cousin in time.
Cousin in time.
Let's hear this back a little bit. I think that's what we could do. We could listen to it a little bit, play it, and then rewind back. That'd probably be a smart thing to do.
Let's do it.
H.E.R.B.I.E, how's that sauce coming? Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, you will.
Okay. Okay.
The sounds.
Good or what?
Yeah.
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip. Okay?
I love looking at him. Like, he looks really good.
I love just
Both of 'em.
the casual hangout family vibe. But again, I mean, I didn't notice it until we started doing the live stream. There's something that seems like there's a distance between Reed and Sue. Just like a tiny bit. Because he just seems so freaking awkward about the whole thing, doesn't he?
I think there's something like he's trying to cover some. I think it's the powers. I think John's right that there's an element of like, I think Homeboy that we saw in the trailer is still in the scene. They're just not cutting to him.
Well, what people are asking in the chat, what we think about the things design. John, what do you think? You were talking about that.
Oh, I really love the things design. I mean, you know, it looks what I imagine to be like those classic images of Thing, but it also looks tangible and, you know, combined with the sound design. And I love it's like like you said, humanizing and making a choice like he licks his thumb. And even though you get like a rock sound with that, it makes it, feel a bit more lived in, a little more physical, a little more homey. And the context, his costume on top of that. Like, I'm curious if they are, you know, doing some kind of awkward, like, oh man, my powers are kicking in or whatever, like Thing is fully formed. So like, it makes me wonder if there's maybe something else going on, or maybe they're still all acclimating. But just as a design in general, I think this looks really beautiful. And again, you are much more the expert on eras of classic art in
Fantastic
comics.
Four 256, the John Byrne recreation of the suits.
Well,
There you go. I mean, and what year was that?
Fantastic
What-
Four 256 was 1974, I want to say.
Sure. And I mean, this is the 60s, but still, it feels like those comics, what I associate with that imagery from back then, but also, you know.
I think
brought to life.
those suits are a great combination of modern, because John Byrne did that into the 90s, and it felt like a throwback on purpose, but so does this.
okay, when it comes to the Thing, that I remember there was a set photo that showed that there's a practical suit, so it's a mixture of practical. So I think with like the Michael Chiklis one, that was all practical.
Yeah.
And then this one is a hybrid of practical with CGI enhancements. I think it looks pretty good, and I like it that it looks a little bit uncanny.
Well, it's
because
also
the
6
whole-
months away.
I mean, the whole thing's supposed to look a little bit uncanny, I think.
I like that it is only room to grow, because there's some textures that aren't done, and there's a couple like little, but like we're 6 months out. Like I think this looks amazing considering this isn't out until July.
Yeah.
I would expect this to be one of those things where like you see over time, like the next trailer side by side and the next trailer side by side, and we'll see each one of the images of like how the details get like.
Yeah.
But I love the design, and I think it's really close to done.
Well, and the checklist one, from the times I've seen images of it and stuff like that, you know, that design adaptation looks a little bit more like a Goomba from the Super Mario Brothers movie. Whereas this, like the brow ridge and just like the
Yeah.
shape of his face makes me think of the comics, you know.
And I think showing him in the first teaser was smart, because it's just like, this is normal. I love that it's like the Thing is here.
There's a lot of people complaining about a lot of use of AI in this or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what you guys are in the chat are
There's a
talking
dude
about.
that's like in Christian's community too that like just isn't smart.
Isn't down with AI. No, it just thinks everything's AI.
Yeah.
I think RDJ will be in. I think he's going to be in the post-credit scene, right?
I assume. I
Yeah.
think that's. Yeah.
Malkovich is playing RDJ.
Let's hit play for a bit.
T-5.
Oh wait,
Let's see if
back it
there's
up.
any Easter eggs on this wall.
On
What
the
map is he
leftover-
doing?
On the leftover shoulder's a multiverse map. It says
This?
entrance and exit over there, and then it literally is acknowledging like,
Right
the
here?
multiverse. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
If you
Oh,
zoom
I
in,
mean-
Can you? Oh, that's too much. It's too much.
love this.
I'll show you on my phone.
Here we go,
I
Coy.
love this
no!
whole tiny
There you go.
chalkboard.
There,
too.
Coy. Oh my God, you're freaking me out, Coy.
It literally says another universe in the bottom right corner.
Here, I'm moving
So-
it over. Where?
So you see the
Oh, right
it says
here,
exit.
this?
So under the exit it says another universe, right there. So
Dang.
exit.
Another universe?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
So
make
that's
this
like a
really big.
wormhole design. That's like an Eisenbridge, like the concept of a wormhole.
Oh, cool.
So
He's
that-
gonna fold the paper and
He's
stick a
gonna
pen
and then
through
pencil
it.
right through it, but fantastically. But he's gonna stretch to do it.
Yeah.
Can you hit Control Z a couple times, John?
Netromancer. That does Blackwood does look like AI.
Cool. That's cool. That too much.
Enhance. Zoom
No,
and enhance.
No, I need to just actually make it smaller. Hold on a sec, guys.
I mean,
I knew this was gonna happen.
I could have
I
controlled
did
Z back
ask you to
there.
do a thing after you just said this is our first
No, I
time doing a
needed to
thing.
make- I need
It's
to
all
make
very
this small.
complicated.
It's because we had to make this bigger. That's why. All right. Oh my God! Too much speed. Too much speed. Well,
Zoom and enhance.
I want to play this back again really quick.
So cool looking.
That's cool as that. What's this over here? Just their spacesuits?
Yeah, I think they're the original spacesuits.
Got
But so if the lighting is very intentional as well. So the enter exit and then another universe is all I clocked from this whole board because I don't speak math. But I do think this is going to be them trying to solve the problem, perhaps of Galactus, or maybe them trying to solve their cosmic radiation problem makes them discover Galactus or our universe. And by that I mean the Earth 1999999 MCU.
The only AI I see is Herbie. What are you people talking about?
I don't know if people know the difference between AI and CGI.
And just like things made in computers.
Yeah, it is the eye of imagery.
AI is really
Yep. So
gone awry in that people are labeling everything
intelligence, imagery, CGI, computer generated, but not artificially. There's artists doing it, which is why it has integrity and weight.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
In
We're
the
gonna
space
hit play for a bit.
-5.
Before we went up the first time,
It's so
you
cool.
couldn't turn invisible.
That invisibility is so
Ben
emotional
wasn't
to
a
me.
rock.
Also, Ben Grimm in the trench coat and hat, straight out of Kirby. Pause there. Kaplan's sales special. Kaplan's the writer of the script. Easter egg for the writer.
I mean,
Hey.
it's
Guys,
weird.
I
like,
went ham on this trailer.
You're like we're getting such different experiences because I'm getting so focused on like their emotional responses to things.
And I'm out here trying to be
You're trying
discussing
to-
film and
you're
new rock
trying to
stars.
become-
Please explain this ending. Did you catch that Easter egg? Let's commodify art. Nothing matters. Is
Like-
there money to be made? Capitalism.
Like to me, the impression that I'm getting from at least the storytelling of what I'm seeing in this trailer is that they're plopping us in right to where they are. Okay, they're already successful. They already have their powers, and we're going to see flashbacks or something, right? So it's setting us in there where they're already with powers, but it looks like there's this like emotional adjustment period that they have to do.
Oh, there must be.
where I think that's the tension that I feel like I'm picking up on here, where he's talking about you didn't. What does he say here? I'm gonna play it back again really quick.
Well, it's such a visual of losing her, right?
You couldn't turn invisible.
Wait, why is he saying that?
For the first time we went up or whatever.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible.
Maybe we gotta go again.
Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Best looking, he means.
Maybe they're gonna try and
Oh,
fix
that
it by
shot.
going
Never
back.
caught fire.
He says
They do that in
before
the comics.
before we went up the first time, so they've gone up before, and then some
The
other
time they go up is to get the cosmic radiation. Like that's what changed them.
Right.
In the comics, they try to fix it. Reed is always so Reed feels guilty that he broke them, and especially Ben Grimm. Like Ben Grimm's his best friend. They get powers that do not change their appearance. Ben Grimm's trapped. So he's always the curse of Reed is that he's a genius that can't fix his best friend. So they will probably be going back to try to solve the problem. But these
But
are all
then end up
flashbacks.
in
to-
our universe.
That's what I'm assuming.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. The shirt was supposed to have been launched, but there's been a lot of problems going on this morning. No, I'm just trying to make a phone call in between.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible.
Love these shots of loss, and it looks like water and fading. Like it's so beautiful.
Well, and that transition from looking there's a slight angle on them, and I don't know if it doesn't seem like it'll be one to the next in the movie, but yeah, this tilted shot on them, caressing her face and then into the alleyway with Ben. This is a really nice transition.
And that's the guilt, right? Like, he feels guilty about her, he feels guilty about Ben. Like, it's such an emotional through line. I do feel that way about the trailer. I was being snarky, but the emotional connection to this trailer means so much to me because it immediately establishes the family element.
And
sorry, John, go ahead.
No, I am just curious because, like, you see them in so many ways from what feels like the outside in this trailer, maybe minus with Ben and H.E.R.B.I.E. So part of me now is mainly looking forward to and wondering about what the actual team chemistry will be, because it does feel like there's distance at play in this trailer. Like, I don't actually get as strong of a sense, and it's not a complaint, but I'm like, okay, so what is the Reed and Sue dynamic really going to be like when they're at ease, and it's not just these little drama moments that, again, suggest that there's a rift somewhere or there's some kind of conflict.
Well, I mean, this looks kind of terrifying for him. So what I'm doing right now, I'm paying attention to what you guys are saying in the chat. It helps us have it on screen as well. So what I'm gathering, what I would like, I'm just going to call it out. Whatever you guys are complaining about, I'm writing it down. Not to combat you, but I would just like to talk about some of those things. I feel like it might be a little bit fun to go into some of those, because a lot of you guys who are expressing some of your negativity towards or apprehensions don't sound aggressive. So I'm like, I feel like there's a few of them that I would like to actually touch on here.
I think Christian's in the chat. What up?
Hey.
He can go to hell. He didn't call me back.
Christian called out live. I also want to acknowledge, I think this is the weirdest. I never thought I would say this sentence. I can't believe my favorite effects are Invisible Woman, because I thought, like, since the 20s we've made Invisible Man. Like, it doesn't seem like a glamorous cool effect, but they've added this like light refraction element of the waves of light, which is what she can control. She can use them defensively and offensively. And I love that for the first time we have the technology to make like the slight glimmer of rainbow, and she's like actually affecting wavelengths. And you see that? That's dope as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good call.
Let's play it for a bit.
Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
All right, let's talk about Human Torch. So, Coy, you've been the guy who gets accused of liking everything. Now, I know you weren't over the moon at first about.
Concerned.
Still concerned. Okay, so you are still concerned about because the Johnny Storm's supposed to be like hot shit.
He's one of my favorite characters of all time.
And the thing,
everywhere.
The reason why I specified chemistry that I want to see amongst the cast in the next trailer is because there is a bit of like serious stoicism in this trailer that is one thing where I'm like, I would like to see a little bit more personality, not just aesthetically from set design, but from the cast themselves. And that if I had a bit of a concern, I'm like, don't take yourself too serious. That's the one little thing.
Interesting.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah. But what are you feeling about? I'm totally blanking on the actor's name right now. Joseph Quinn as Storm.
Eddie Munson.
Yeah.
I am very excited for Ebon Moss-Bachrach.
Does not look like a ladies' man.
Excited for Vanessa Kirby. I think Ebon Moss-Bachrach and Vanessa Kirby are two of the best casting decisions made in a long time. That said, I think that Pedro Pascal is the exact kind of guy I want to have a beer with, and Reed Richards is not. And I know Reed Richards is a very aloof character, and I think Pedro is an incredible actor. I'm excited to see Pedro make me think I don't love him.
Yeah.
That said, the other way for me is I feel like Johnny Storm is closer to Flash Thompson than Peter Parker. He's got a friendship with Spider-Man because we see him evolve as a character, but he's literally a hothead. He's impulsive. He makes bad decisions. He's a bit selfish. He ends up marrying so many aliens. Like, they always tell these fun stories of, like, Johnny Storm being, like, the adventurer that goes awry and things go wrong, and then, like, he ends up in a galactic trade issue because he married an alien. Like, those kind of things are key to the hot-headedness of Johnny Storm. Joseph Quinn, sweet boy. I think Joseph Quinn is like a very lovely, warm, kind, patient. Like, I love his interviews. I love the dude that he is. And I haven't seen her performance. And I cannot wait to see this. Like, just like with Pedro, I can't wait to see a scene where I'm like, oh, there's Reed Richards in Pedro's performance. Likewise, Joseph Quinn, just from the casting, having not seen it, and I trust Marvel's casting, I don't see Joseph Quinn as Human Torch just because I see Joseph Quinn as Sweet Boy. And then in Gladiator 2, I didn't always feel a threatening nature from the character, and he was the villain. I didn't always connect that way because I see Joseph Quinn as such a nice guy. So personally, the only casting that I'm I look forward to being wrong about my concern, and that's what acting can do. I look forward to being wrong about this because I don't know about that one. When I cast my top 20 fan cast, I wouldn't have had Joseph Quinn on there, but I like the dude as an actor. I just can't wait to see how he's Johnny Storm because I don't personally see it yet. And he doesn't speak in the trailer. I don't know what his vibe is.
Well, I feel like the vibes of this trailer and what they are not giving us in this trailer kind of is part and parcel with his whole personality, because there's a bit of a stoic trailer. It's a bit of a sort of awe-inspiring sort of mystery. And I think that's appropriate for a teaser. And I think to your point, my concern is I do want to see some team chemistry, and that's not really present here.
I didn't get that yet, personally.
You didn't get the teaser.
I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah. I'm actually, I feel like, again, it is appropriate for a teaser not to have all that, to give us that to look forward to, and to give us this, here's the visage, here's what everything looks like, here's what everything kind of feels like. But I feel like, there are more flavors, hopefully, and I think especially because of what kind of character Johnny Storm is, a more full trailer might give you more of that.
And I look forward to having new things to see, like Reed stretching. He speaks, what does he say in the trailer?
Well, and Reed, too, in this trailer seems very, he does have this sort of very appropriate to the 60s, but also sort of reserved guy kind of cadence. He seems like kind of an awkward, reserved guy, or some guy who's way more comfortable communicating science and stuff like that than human interaction.
And chat, I'm not judging my performance on the teaser. It's a teaser. I'm just saying that is the one, Greg and I have discussed off camera my reluctance, and it's more about that. And I'm just saying, in the teaser, it's a teaser. I'm not judging a performance. I'm waiting.
Well. Thank you guys again for the super chats. I promise we will get to all of them. We're just going through the next 40 seconds of this trailer.
Turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
There he talked,
He
Coy.
says, hi.
Hi.
Okay, you're
Well,
right.
he's messing around
the
in the
man
spacesuit.
is speaking.
That's a bit of
What's going on here? Why is it so awkward? Is it just because he's sleeping? I don't understand
Well, he was
what's
fully
going.
inverted. That's the. She's saying Johnny's Johnny, he's a
No,
silly
but
goose.
why is it an awkward hi moment between them?
Because she's walking in on him being a goof.
How's he being a goof?
Because he's laying upside down in this
inverted.
chair, and he's in his spacesuit.
He's just
Also-
laying down on a chair.
Well,
But
no,
he's
that's,
laying
that's
upside
the
down.
shot they make you think is the next shot. The actual shot of her walking in, he's fully inverted.
Yeah.
So they use some creative editing
okay.
there.
All right, I see. Okay.
Yeah, he might be doing something funny.
They're saving it.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Ben's always been a rock is a great line.
But I do like how they are showing, because that is the part of the transitional of the powers, because there's a bit of a Destiny vibe with the powers that they are bestowed, right? Of saying Ben's always been a rock, showing that these powers can feel like a curse at first, but there's actually a lot of beauty to what they're actually beholding right now.
Is that a nursery that he is in?
That's what the chat's been saying the whole time. I don't know. We'll see.
So we're gonna get little Kang.
Little Franklin.
What
Reintroduction
nursery?
to Franklin.
Maybe
This
that little
right here?
orb is a little tiny baby.
This one right here?
More
Or
like
it could be a record player.
looks more like a record player to me, but I got a bias. I think people want it to be certain things, but it's funny.
Yeah.
I love
Ooh.
that shot of Sue, man.
That's Johnny Storm,
That's
right?
Johnny. Yeah, that's dope. But then the shot of Sue is my favorite from the trailer.
So-
I almost made this my thumbnail, but everybody made the 4 shot, and I was like, I feel FOMO.
Stand out. Cool.
Yeah, look at that. It's so beautiful.
I'm trying to hear the trailer.
That
What
we've
was on
seen
the
8
marquee?
times,
What was
Greg.
on the marquee?
Why don't we play it and then we'll
Okay,
rewind?
I'm done talking.
Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here.
That's the line I had to hear.
Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
That's cool. They got all the T-shirts, the costumes,
This is such a heartwarming shot to me.
It really is.
dude.
Because, the thing with the thing is
Yeah.
to going, "Oh my God, he's terrifying." Like when people are first reacting to him, right? So to see that children are embracing him is a really heartwarming moment. That's the thing is, I feel like even though we were talking about how the trailer hasn't shown us yet the chemistry cast, it still does have a lot of heart.
It definitely. I mean, yeah, it hints at that. Under
Phoenix?
Space Cloud, Galactus, Fire, Phoenix,
Go back to the like when she's doing the powers and stuff. Are there any
Sub-Zero
interesting?
Sub-Zero Intel Embassy. This is the first time we're starting on the show. The cars back there. There's a crowd watching them. I love
fantastic
it.
cars in the back right.
I love this suit. I love this suit.
Me too.
I think
Suits
this
look
is so
great.
cool.
The car looks awesome.
It is true. We haven't seen Reed Richards' powers yet, and Reed's power. I mean, stretch powers are always the easiest to look stupid. So, as in live action, it's really hard to pull that
Glad
off.
they didn't show it unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
You save those.
Want to see the long neck stretch? Yeah, get you sexy on. Oh my God.
Get your sexy on.
Look at this Superman shot right here.
So cool. That's such a beautiful shot.
Yeah,
No oxygen and flame off.
dude.
Johnny does look really sad in this trailer.
Oh, he's going through something.
It's
too.
also kind of the resting Joseph Quinn face, huh?
I got concerns.
He looks like very sad.
And that's
throughout
why
all
he's
this.
such a good actor. He has so much emotion on his face, but like Johnny has that underneath, right? Like Johnny has this beautiful soul underneath, but his exterior is so hot-headed that this moment would be like a moment of reveal, and maybe it will be. Like this is a moment where he might be introspective. I'm just hoping the hot-headedness comes through as well.
That kid is
like-
Ben Parker.
Just like Venom 3.
Going through your guys'
Just
comments
like
right now
Madam
in the chat.
Web. Somebody in the chat, I thought, said that kind of like if it was the Eddie Munson energy, it might be a bit more Johnny Stormy.
The Jetsons feel. Yeah, I said that
Yeah.
too, guys.
Yeah. Meet George Jetson. Doo-doo.
Oh,
This
he
shot
looks
looks
so
like
cool.
from Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Let's go. That's the inspo you want.
Oh,
Nice.
That shot is so dope.
This is really good trailer editing, guys. To go from this car zoom in, it's all a bunch of moving shots back to back in
and
action.
it's all power.
The flame on going through the New York. Yeah, it's all power as well. It is a really cool shot. Who is John Malkovich playing again?
It's Dumbledore.
He might be Red Ghost. He might be Dumbledore. He might be. He's not Mole Man. I think that's going to be Paul Walter Hauser. I don't know. Wizard. I don't know if he'd play Wizard.
He's Robert Downey Jr.
He is the dude playing a dude disguised as the Malkovich. He's
Yeah.
John Cusack.
He is.
Actually.
He is. And a lot of people are also him.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Actually,
We
seeing the thing run and it looking real is
In slow motion,
It's
like
pretty
frame
awesome.
by frame. I'm so excited for July, you guys. Like this is the best July in a long time. This
are they fighting
Superman-
Galactus right here?
I mean, it looks like the world's getting pretty messed up. Okay. It looks like the world's getting devoured. Devourer worlds.
Molecule Man, somebody said. Galaxy Geeks.
Molecule Man to be a bold swing. I
Oh,
picture
I
him-
didn't even notice this shadow
yeah,
shot
That's my
before.
favorite. Yeah, because people are complaining that he's too
He's
small.
too
like,
tiny.
Galactus changes size. He's a devourer of
I
worlds.
mean, this is a close-up on Galactus. First off, people are saying it's too small, but this is a close-up on Galactus, and he's towering over all. This is massive.
Yeah.
In New York City, you guys got to go sometime. This is massive. Like, he is towering over this. Like, this looks tiny compared to him.
Yeah.
Because of where the camera is placed. So I wouldn't go, this looks tiny.
Yeah, no, that is.
Look at this,
literally, that's
this
all of New York.
Nosferatu looking ass shot right here. Over all of New York, this giant shadow of him. Like, he's pretty freaking big, honestly.
Well, and that shadow even looks like proportionally a bit different than the shot next to the
Yeah, I
Statue
think
of
he's
Liberty. I
shrinking.
feel like there's a because I get why people would be taken aback because the whole thing is like, oh, isn't he bigger than a planet?
Could
but
he
like,
devour worlds?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if he's changing size, that's probably all part of it.
Also,
Mole Man
Galactus is a
fight.
perception. The character himself is how humans perceive him. He actually is a concept in its delivery. The way we see
Nosferatu.
the way we see Galactus is the human brain assembling it that way.
You guys are funny.
Isn't that a TV show? Or no, Nosferatu was the TV show.
There's the Beatles shot.
Let me hear it.
As a family.
Yes.
Where is
That's
this?
the Beatles.
What do you mean?
There's a
But where is this? What's this in the context of the movie? You think?
It literally looks like they're in an exhibit of some kind.
Yeah, is this a Is this just some
This is
promo
probably
thing they
to
shot?
make the normalization of them as heroes with powers, but it comes from this shot of the Beatles. So like it's a display of like.
Oh,
No,
good thing we did a Beatles design
the
for our shirt.
Beatles,
Yeah. Well, the
hey.
Fab Four. You know.
Dude, not bad. They are the Fab Four. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And they're gonna
Oh,
play concert.
damn.
They're gonna play Johnny Carson.
Yep.
Well, all
that's
right.
it. Johnny Storm and
We've
Johnny
gone
Carson.
through the trailer.
Yes.
All right, John. Do you want to set us up? We're gonna go to our super chats. In the meantime, Coy, I have the comments over here.
All right.
I'm kind of doing a summary of a lot of what you guys were bringing up. All right. So we brought the Galactus size.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the Human Torch. There was a few comments I was seeing in the chat that was saying they feel like Pedro looks very bland.
I think he's doing a decent amount. I don't know. I disagree. I don't know even how to. I don't get that at all to the point. I don't know how to talk about it. Like I don't agree.
You okay?
You know what I mean? Like I'm just
Coy,
what?
shorting out.
Yeah, I'm like how so?
Yeah.
Do you want him yelling?
Yeah.
Coy, do you think we could see
Pissed
the
off
Watcher
reading.
show up because of the fire in the sky, like in the comics?
I think it's a possibility with how much they leaned into. I know we're getting a live action, Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher at some point, so it would make sense here. And I think the cosmic scope would be dope.
Haha, dope
Scope.
Dopest
But
scope I ever.
I think there will evolve to have more cosmic elements as the film goes on, or as we're transitioning into the other universe. Like seeing someone go from a universe to another would probably be something the Watcher would be like, "That's a
Yeah.
big change."
Do you guys think the MCU are going to make a joke of Galactus?
No, there too many times that's failed. Like
Oh.
it's crazy how much Galactus hasn't worked.
All right.
They're being very careful with Galactus.
Just going through. Maybe it's going to be in our super chats. Rumor is Kang is returning.
Rumor has it.
Jonathan Majors is returning. Do you
Yeah,
guys
man,
believe
magazine
these
dreams.
rumors? I saw a lot of breaking, and then this age of journalism is so fascinating because there used to be a time where you would say breaking, and that meant
You had
this
a
is-
source.
This is actually confirmed.
But
news.
you can write exclusive when there's 5 other people in the
But-
room. You can write breaking when you just made it up and typed it.
Yeah.
I don't know because I
Here,
am
let me
not.
help out, John. I'm pretty good with this.
As someone that believes in facts, not conjecture, unless I was in the room, I don't believe it. I like Jonathan Majors' acting, and I think Magazine Dreams looks fantastic. But I think
Kang.
got
Got the Council of Kang.
I think it's a very interesting rumor.
You think it's an interesting rumor?
Yeah, I think it's an idea.
Is it a timely rumor?
Hold on, guys. We're just fixing everything here. I'm doing my
Because of Victor
my
Time.
thing.
Victor Time taking place in Kang's variants.
Wait a minute. I've done pretty good at this. John, you hold the laptop and talk to the chat.
Hey,
Go to
what's
the
up,
chat.
One
What did
word.
it
Hold
do,
on,
chat?
guys. I'm
Doom,
fixing the stream
feel.
here.
I want to call just the people in live chat as well.
Chat.
Excuse me, chat.
I can't see anything.
Dude, I'm a
read
big
things.
fan of you, Xeno-Racked.
What
Let's
is going
go.
on? This is not how it's been before.
500%.
I've done these. I know, but I've done these live streams so many times where this is not a problem.
We can change the scale in the computer. It'll just
Hold on.
introduce a little chaos.
Hold on, everyone.
Oh, it's Bachrach. Thank you,
Wow,
Bradley.
Coy, I was just about to read that off to
Ebon
you,
Moss
too.
Bachrach. Thank you. It
Oh.
looks like Bachrach because to me, Bach is B-A-C-H. So Bachrach, thank you.
Council of Reed, perhaps. Lady Silver Surfer, where is she? She's in the trailer, the full trailer.
She's not in
That's
the first minute and
where.
a half.
Yeah.
There we go. Fixing stuff.
Who is
Fixing
Malkovich?
stuff,
Wrong
guys.
answers
Fixing.
only, gang. Wrong answers only.
I think he's Benjamin Parker. Not Ben
Dude.
Parker Young, but Uncle Ben has finally been revealed.
I think he's like the one generation above that, like another Parker.
Yes.
Who we never ever saw in
The
the
ancestor
comics.
Parker.
Yeah,
I
the-
see.
Yeah, the Parker Prime.
Yes.
Is
The
the
one that started
special
it all.
That led out. Yeah, is actually Andrew Garfield's dad with the subway trains.
Yes.
And
But
we're
older.
gonna
He
finally
survived.
get
Amazing Spider-Man 3
explanation on
confirmed.
that. Breaking news rumor has it.
Breaking news. Malkovich is Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Matt D, I gotta say, the complete lack of Doom. I mean, like, we all love a trailer here, but I feel like we also live in a time where people are constantly like, "Oh my God, they showed way too much in that trailer," and I feel like we're skirting a line
out
here.
in July.
This movie comes out 5 months from now, and it would be nice to have a few mysteries, especially when we know something's coming. But, I'm not surprised at all, Hannah Basso, that we didn't see Silver Surfer. I feel like that is very much intentional because you don't want to take away, you don't want to distract from the main sort of thing you're here to do, which is introduce the four, which is introduce the first family.
New Batman trailer dropped, guys.
Oh. Batman 2, 2027.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm sure there's a trailer
2028, 2029. Dude. AI made the trailer.
Fixing everything, everyone. Hold on.
Watch Reed have light-based powers. Lol, that would be funny. What if they did that? What if they just completely changed his power set? Yeah.
Or Kamala Khan marveled him.
And, that's a good observation. Josh Bendelock. Johnny Storm's flames cause, interesting lens flares. I'll have to go back and look at that in the frame.
Good call.
This is not cooperating like it did before. Like,
we can
I've
go
done
into
this
the system
so
settings.
many
it's probably
times.
about the scaling. It's probably a scaling issue. We can go into the system settings and mess about if you would like to.
Here, guys, we'll bring the chat back up in just a little bit. Let me
This is kind of pretty, honestly.
I know it's pretty, but I like seeing the people's chat on screen, and it makes it easier to actually keep up with what people are saying in the chat. We don't want, as much as we love the super chats. Don't get me wrong. I also don't want people to feel like they can't be recognized just because they can't give a super chat right now. Because I'm a good person, everyone.
That's what the virtue
I'm a good
signaling
fucking
was.
guy.
Greg being like,
I'm just a good person.
Not just for profit.
I'm a good guy.
I care about people's
Yeah, the
feelings.
day-to-day everyman.
Damn it.
Greg is the proletariat. Greg is here for the people.
Yeah, this is
proletariat.
weird.
The proletariat.
I like when I can. Yeah, I don't understand.
Final
I've
Destination
done this
teaser.
so many times. All right, we'll just go through this. Mynak Rada, always in our super chats, the first person. Hey, Greg, Coy, and John. It was an awesome trailer. I agree with Coy. This whole movie should happen in its own universe. Do you think we might see Doom or Loki in the post-credit scene? I 100% think we're going to see Doctor Doom in the post-credit scene. I mean, I'd be pretty surprised if we don't see Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I think we might see him a little bit earlier even, but at least post-credit scene. And I really hope they establish a meaningful relationship between Reed and Doom.
Coy,
Yes.
Vaz is asking, who the fuck is John Malkovich playing?
I don't know. There are
Breaking! Coy has the answer.
guys. John
Breaking. It
Malkovich
could be any character.
confirmed an older fellow in Fantastic Four.
Fill in the blank.
I actually don't know. There's a number of guys he could be playing. None of which we don't know the story. It's a teaser, so
He's
I
the guy
can't really.
from Red.
Red.
It's a crossover with
Yes.
Red, the hit film that we watched
the
together,
Helen Mirren
you and
joint.
I.
Yeah,
That's right. And Morgan Freeman and John Malkovich
They're
and
all
Bruce
coming
Willis.
through.
They're all
It's
coming
happening.
through.
The
yeah.
Dame Helen Mirren's Fast and Furious in her way
Dame
right over.
Helen Mirren Kang. Let's go.
She is Kang confirmed. Yeah, I wish I knew. I really have no idea from just that one coming out of the darkness.
and it's nice to have a little mystery.
The Vulture from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4.
Kaylee saying, despite not having his own children, Pedro Pascal plays fathers very well. Excited to see him play a science nerd / see his chemistry with Vanessa.
Here.
I was really. Did you guys ever see that social media video of like how Pedro's talked about having anxiety, and at Comic-Con, Vanessa Kirby was holding
Held his hand.
he went to go grab her hand, and she held his hand. And then they went backstage and they started doing it. The Vanessa Kirby's
He's like,
fiance,
"I need to
husband
calm
came
down.
backstage
Can we-"
and was like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, we're just in character right now for
I'm just helping
Fantastic
Pedro
Four."
with his anxiety.
And then
It's
his
okay.
anxiety
It's
calmed down.
completely
Once they're done,
platonic.
he'll be really
Breaking
relaxed.
This.
We said it out loud, so it's news now.
That's true. That's how it works.
The words were said.
That's how reality happens.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because Pedro is daddy. He is good at fathers.
Fantastic
Zaddy.
daddy.
Zaddy.
The ultimate zaddy. There are people guessing that he's in the chat.
Yeah, I'd love
they're
to hear what
guessing
people
that
think.
Malcolm is
Malkovich is in the
is-
chat.
Molecule Man?
that he is Red Ghost.
Oh, yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
A Molecule Man would make sense. Red Ghost would make sense, depending on what era Fantastic Four they're telling.
Let's see here. Chadwick Myers is saying, I pray they figure out stretch effect. It's one of those things that will just never look real because stretching a real texture like skin will always look goofy willing to be lenient, but I hope it's okay. I think as long as they keep it, but goddamn, you're right. As long as they keep it in suit,
Yeah.
if he has like a suit and gloves, we might be able to get away with it, no problem.
But like face and neck and
But
like
yeah.
all the exposed areas.
It didn't look too bad on John Krasinski when they did it in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought it looked fine.
I think it would be good if they embrace a certain level of intrinsic humor there. Like, that's something that could be circumstantial and would make sense and might cut. It needs to play seriously in battle, but, acknowledge and embrace the fact that, like, yeah, it is kind of silly looking. And that's a moment that you could be self-aware the way they like to do, but actually with a purpose. If you do it right, if you pitch it right.
Well, in the chat, people are pointing out in One Piece that I remember watching that and saying to the camera, like, that is the best looking stretch effects I've ever seen. And so, yeah, One Piece actually did pull it off pretty well.
Oh, good for One Piece.
Thanks for the reminder there, gang.
Thanks, Netflix.
Hey, Jake Schwab, thank you for the super chat saying, hey, Greg, Coy, and John. Hot take, I think the shots of the battle in the trailer during the day are against Mole Man, not Galactus, so hype for this.
Dude, it's going to be like The Incredibles 2.
Who is Mole Man?
Mole Man is like oddly one of their main antagonists. He lives underground. He runs a community of mole men, little moloid creatures that attack the city time and again. Causes a lot of damage to the infrastructure. I think personally, the great Paul Walter Hauser is going to be playing him. One of my favorite actors working and a delightful human being. And I think he's the first Fantastic Four, like he's Fantastic Four #1's villain. So it'd be cool to have him. And you're right, like the shot is of the ground destroyed, which either could come from above or below. So I'd love to see that kind of subversion of expectation and have it be Mole Man.
Death from Below, 1965. Let's go.
Yeah, this is some good shit. You guys are seeing some good. Well, I mean, another point that they're bringing up is actually that that depending tonal wise, stretch effects, even if they look a little silly, depending on the tone that they actually strike, it could be fine.
Yeah,
that's probably
that's what John was saying. Like lean in that way.
Probably when they make their jokes.
Yeah,
That's probably when they're.
He's going to say something about how Johnny Storm's power looks cool and at least Ben is imposing looking, and I just stretch.
C4 TP Gaming saw Coy years ago on the channel. He inspired me to renew my love of comics, and that helped me through some real rough times. Thank you, Coy. Get to say that, Coy.
Very, very kind. I appreciate that.
It's coined.
I think comics are such a beautiful way to explore ethics and morality, and I'm glad they struck a chord for you.
Hells yeah.
One sec, just helping out someone here.
Learn those ethics, learn that morality.
Yeah.
Should definitely 1,000% expect Franklin Richards. I agree. We're going to skip right to it. They're going to have so many babies in this
John,
movie.
what does that say?
Panthers Rule 95. Love how positive you guys are about the trailer. I watched Tyrone Magnus' video as well, and he said it looks horrible. Don't see what he's looking at. I mean, I can imagine watching a teaser trailer, and because they're not showing you like the full helping of what to expect, there are things you could be taken aback by, or things you could wish you got to see. But I don't really see what's worth hating about this. I'd have to hear his thoughts, but I don't really see what's to gripe about as looking horrible here.
Every time I hear about him, that's what I hear is
he's not about it.
He's not happy.
Not happy.
It's almost as if that's the brand.
But we hear about him all the time. It's clearly working.
It's working all the time.
That's what I mean. Like it's like good for him, I guess.
Attitude Era Wrestling. Cheap. It's a good trick.
No, I'm going to start my own drama channel.
Expectations are the killer of joy. Good comment there, ZB. I mean, that is just a real life thing of you don't want to have expectations with people because they will disappoint. AMFK Studio Sonic. I feel like the reason it looks so different from the rest of the MCU is because it seems like it's shot on film.
That would be rad.
There's definitely a grain to it.
It's
and there's
been a
definitely
while
a
since
texture
they've done
to
an MCU
That's
on
why
film.
the thumbnail added so much grain.
Cinema.
There's grain here.
I would love if they really do that, because that gives you so much authenticity. And if you're shooting on IMAX, and they have digital full frame, 70 millimeter sensors now, but that film would certainly lend a lot of credence to the era And 2, I mean, would just look beautiful. Like, damn. I think Iron Man might have been shot on film, but it's been a long time since Marvel's done a film, it feels like.
The closest to feeling like film was Eternals and Iron Man, yeah.
Your favorite movie?
Wow,
Eternals?
what
I
a
love Eternals quite a bit.
generous ass super chat. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Laid to Rest. Thank you so much.
Obsessed with something is killing the children?
Yes.
Coitus
One of my
keeps
favorite
recommending.
comics, Boom Studios.
I appreciate the rec from a few streams ago.
Yes.
Greg, as a student of the craft myself, how do you overcome your writer block? I am the expert to tell you. Music is a good solution for me. Tones and melodies seem to get the synapses firing. Actually, guys, I don't know if you've heard of this franchise, a book series called Fourth Wing. Oh, well, once someone else is turn to talk, I was like,
Let me know when you're done.
On Fourth Wing, it's this great book franchise about dragons, and we Olivia and I went to go watch the author speak, and she does the same thing. She says by getting into music, she actually plays guitar for like an hour, and that gets her in a creative mindset. You have to find your own method of how to prime yourself to get into the mood to do something. Some people do stream of consciousness journaling. Some people just talk out loud. Some people actually get into their body. Everyone has their own method. For me, I think it is like I lay down, I close my eyes, I listen to some music, and then I just have to throw yourself into it. You kind of just have to like count down and go into it. But thank you for such a super generous super chat, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, music has the way to affect the mood and change your heart. It's really important.
Also mushrooms.
Change your heart.
Mushrooms, weed,
Do a
all those things are
mushroom.
fantastic.
Psilocybin helps the brain
I
synapses too.
need your mushroom.
Let's see here. Kaylee.
Hey, Vanessa and Pedro's chemistry. Thank you, by the way. Will have me sweating. Loved seeing their friendship during Comic-Con. The way she held his hand when he was anxious. That is very sweet. That was a very sweet thing that happened there. And I mean, too, I wonder if any of that played into the casting. Like, I don't know, not that they
chemistry
ask
test,
you what your anxieties in life are when you come into Reed Richards. But, you know, that could be something that informs his role. Maybe he brought some of that personal experience.
And I do think the chemistry is such an important. I guarantee there were chemistry tests between the actors. So I'm so glad they seem to have it such a real tangible way, which is they're Marvel's first family. The matriarch and patriarch need to be tangibly in love.
Let's see here.
Tangible.
That is true. Tyrone does get brought up an awful lot. With unprovoked from us. Someone just brings him up and he becomes a topic.
I don't even like hearing about other people's negativity because then that's negative. I'm just like, peace be with you.
No, just let him do
Also
do his own thing. If that's your thing, then that's your thing. Let him be negative about it. Let him be positive about it. Wants to be positive
Rage
about.
against the dying of the light.
All the TikToks about me liking Eternals have exhausted me.
Panthers Rules 95. Favorite thing was how Torch looked flying perfection. I think it did look good. I'll say though, I mean, it's like it looks like how I expected it to look from the other movies of how the
That's
movies.
why I was shocked about Invisible Woman looking so different.
Yeah. Be a little closer to the mic. Yeah, exactly. That's because it looks good, but at the same time, it's like you can't do. It's hard to do like something totally different than what the other movies have done. But it looks pretty much on par with like what the other movies have done. You know,
Which is good.
yeah. Good. But when he first goes fly, I got a question now in the trailer. So when he first goes flying and then he's wearing regular clothes, his clothes don't burn off when he's up in the sky.
I hope they explain that. So unstable molecules in the comics are how the clothes stretch, the clothes turn invisible. I hope they explain that Human Torch has unstable molecules for his clothes, because otherwise, Joseph Quinn's naked boy. We're gonna see
Do
a
it,
lot
you
of
cowards.
Eddie's Munson.
Do it. Naked Marvel. Want it.
Have
I
not
want
talked
Naked
Silver Surfer
Marvel.
yet. Thanks for asking in the chat. Appreciate you guys.
Because Silver Surfer's not in the trade.
So
The Big Mo Network says the trailer was pun intended. Fantastic. The thing looks so good and very accurate. Galactus, this movie is going to be a good B-Day gift for me.
Oh,
happy
happy
early
early
birthday, The
birthday.
Big Mo Network.
oh, that's cool. Happy early birthday.
Where's my flame on, Craig? My name's Greg. Thank you.
Hey. Don't worry. It's Craig's alter ego is Greg.
Let's see here. Christian Harloff. Hey.
K-Har. K-Har.
Hey,
Christian Harloff.
Chris Har.
Real rejects are the best. That's what I like to say. Koi is a horrendous text backer.
true.
He texts me back instantaneously every single minute
Usually
of
at
the
like 3
day.
a.m.
He just keeps texting me all night long.
I only have 42 missed texts. I'm not doing bad.
I'm pretty sure Coy gets back to
know
pretty
what
much
you
everyone
mean.
right away, actually.
I have. Let me see. I don't
So-
think I have
all the
anything.
time
not
Coy
saying-
no longer spends tweeting. He just spends texting me.
I'm not saying it's personal, but
I got.
I'm pretty sure he gets back to everyone pretty fast.
I got 658 missed calls and 42 texts and 25 emails.
Let's
You're
check.
so
Let's check the
popular.
boards
We know
here.
too many
So,
people.
Let's check the boards. I have 538 texts and
Okay.
125 calls,
We're getting there, folks. We're working on
which
it.
is only messages and his only phone.
Okay,
not
so
to mention the other
emails,
a
paying
million
socials.
messengers.
Paying attention to the chat, we got to make sure we talk about the score. There's a
Yes.
question about. I feel like we're going to get 2 Silver Surfers in here.
Yeah, I think we are. I
Okay,
think we're
cool.
getting.
Cool.
I think we're gonna get Silver X Games in here.
Score. It's reading reading the chat. I want to make sure we cover the stuff that you guys are asking us to cover to honor the audience. Treya, off topic, but a T-shirt idea for you guys. John Wicked. It would be JW with his turtleneck, with Alphaba's cloak and Glinda's wand.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and he's breaking the wizard's kneecaps.
John Wicked.
I don't mind
That's
that at all.
funny.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. And
Hey,
zapping someone
Treya,
with
we
the
will take
wand.
that idea and not pay you jack shit for
Yeah,
it.
finder's keeper.
A profitable
Be like, thanks for
idea.
the $5.
Terms of service of this live stream is anything you say is our property now.
Yeah.
Seneca Morton. What a cool name. And I like your little, like, cool synthesizer avatar there. Real Rejects. By the way, thank you. Your channel brings me so much joy as a new subscriber. Thanks for the laughs and
Thank
keep up the
you.
great work, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for
Welcome.
getting some joy in. I'm glad we
Ooh.
could bring it you.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's someone brings up an interesting point about why they didn't show Silver Surfer in the first trailer that I
'Cause
want to address.
It's
All
a
right,
minute
let's
long.
do this. Let's do this.
Spidey Sensei 7 to Coy, do you think Winston Marshall will be upset that Sue's not super thick like in the new Marvel game?
Yes.
Yes. Immediately, yes. And the new Marvel game, apparently the angle choices, I've seen some thickness. But, you know, she is the matriarch of Marvel's first family, so I think, you know, as long as Reed's happy.
I mean, the matriarch of the Incredibles got it going.
Woo!
So I mean,
Those
what's
Pixar.
Marvel's excuse? All right, they're all under the
fully spun
Disney
around.
umbrella.
That's true.
Get them
That's true.
hips. Them hips going.
I definitely think Winston's thinking about it.
Winston.
It's affected him.
Winston, get in here and comment. I want
Yeah,
a whole monologue.
Winston, dive
about
in.
this.
Christian's in here. Winston, get in here.
Yeah. The ass-tastic four. The thick-tastic four.
I feel so sorry for people who are so upset.
What are they upset about?
I don't know. You just see people come in here in the chat, and
What's there to be upset about?
and I don't even get like angry. I'm just like, I feel sorry for you.
Even
Like,
if
it's a-
you
it's
think
like a
this is
genuine-
lackluster.
I'm so, like, wow, you seem so mad, and you also seem like you have to take down other people for feeling good. It's really like how there must be like a sense. You must have sadness in your life, and I'm sorry that you have that sadness.
A lot of people die from heart attacks, and frankly, we got a lot of people. So
We got a lot of people. Thanos had a point.
It's really sad. Like why would
overpopulation's a problem.
and
Yeah,
yet
it's-
we have a
it's-
loneliness
It's pretty crazy.
epidemic.
Just,
Isn't that ironic?
just looking at the chat, it is pretty crazy. Like some people complain to complain. It's another thing where you come in and you're like, oh my God, I don't like it. And I got to tell other people why they must like it. And here's why you suck. And it's like, ooh, that must mean you're a really like depressed individual. And I'm sorry for you.
Well, especially in something like this that doesn't have anything that seems too bold or too weird or out there or worth getting truly upset. Like the only thing I could see being upsetting is like maybe you found it lackluster.
Rock's reviews and reactions. It looks more interesting than recent Marvel films.
It's true.
Yeah, I like that it doesn't look. I mean, honestly, WandaVision's one of my like top 5 of all MCU properties, and I think they couldn't have gotten a better director for this. He let him look like it looks like he's actually getting to do something cool.
And specific, there's the word. My God. Yeah, it feels like he had a specificity of vision, and it's really being executed.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny too that some of the most exciting current prospects are things that aren't overly connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The isolated things in the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
Even though there's multiverse on the chalkboard, but
But It's early days.
Yeah.
Atomics
Atomics
gaming. People on the internet not knowing Galactus can change his size is crazy.
Even I had a sense that was the case.
I mean, I don't know if it's crazy. At the same time, it's like if you only hear about Galactus in passing, I can sort of understand if you're like, whoa, I thought he'd be bigger. Yeah, only because if you don't really have like a
Context.
past context or any history knowledge of who he is.
And you hear Devourer of Worlds, and you're like, "Why is he size New York?"
Yeah, exactly. You might that information might go past. I don't know.
But that's a Google.
I'm trying to give people a little bit benefit of a doubt here.
If it had been me, I would have shown like the Earth and like the sun cresting behind it, and then Galactus's head like cresting in front of that.
I think there'll be a big, a moment of. I think it's gonna be big, and then like become manageably, so we can.
And then he's gonna
understand
fight
it
them
stuff.
tiny.
Yeah,
He's gonna
Ant-Man
Ant-Man them.
scene.
Yeah, he's gonna go up Reed's butt. But he's gonna be too stretchy. That's
Too
gonna
stretchy,
how he
and he explodes. He just wraps around it.
He said, "Wait, I thought he was a cloud." Here, let me put this.
Cloud Atlas.
I'll put this up here so we can all see the chat as well. That way, Koi can get triggered.
I'm ready for the people bitch.
If all three of you were to, oh wait, no, sorry. If FF and Superman in the same month feels like a dream, I missed whimsy in my comic book movies. Pre-OA CGI needs work. I can see Sue in every shot. It is, and John Cena.
Lol.
It is.
Fear and Loathing in General is also an immaculate name, nicely done top to bottom.
Gotta watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I will watch that with you. I've seen it 82 times, but I will watch it again. I will shaman you through that trip.
It is pretty cool to see that Superman and Fantastic Four, both that have vibes harkening back to an earlier time, filled with like two different types of hope and wonder.
Yeah.
Two very different types.
With like a wholesome nugget at the center of each.
And Superman feels very much like a superhero movie.
Yeah.
And I like how that there's a bit of a traditionalism to the way Superman looks, where Fantastic Four, even though it's actually in an earlier era, it doesn't feel like it feels like odd, not like traditional.
Yeah.
I like that we're getting two entirely different things from both DC and Marvel.
Well, yeah, one feels
pretty
like,
awesome.
like
2
your
weeks apart.
quintessential hopeful superhero story, and this feels kind of like like a sci-fi family drama of sorts, like a space race drama.
Yeah,
with action elements or something like that.
My stomach has been hurting for like the past hour.
So hungry.
This is reversion. Is this today?
Yes, February 4th. We got the one.
We got one
in
Streamlab, baby. From Destined. If the ideas of rebooting in the MCU after Secret Wars hold weight, would you like to see the new universe maintain this retro-futuristic aesthetic? New era of Marvel movies warrant a new aesthetic, in my opinion.
I think if Fantastic Four stay in their universe or go back to their universe, but I do think they're coming into our universe for Doomsday and Secret Wars and all those things, and that would be our aesthetic in our universe. I think post-Secret Wars they should separate things a bit. I think that X-Men should feel very different than Avengers. I think that those... I think there is a lot of merit in not having these movies feel like they are always leading to the next thing. I think they can lead to the next thing. I think that's the beautiful thing about a shared universe. But if they always feel like they have to, I think a lot of people interpret like it as homework to catch up, but also as a commercial for the next thing. And like it drove me crazy. The Sony universe,
requisite.
Yeah, the Sony universe. Like I liked some of more than most, but also the DC universe when it was ending. People were like, well, if it's over, what's the point of watching these movies? And I was like, for the movies. Like, it's so odd that the 2-hour experience isn't enough because of the prerequisite. So I think making them individualized with sprinkles of attachment is way healthier than, episode 12 of 82 in a thing. But like the comics, you can read a title and not have to read all titles. But if you read it all, you get more. And I think the movies need to give that flavor back like they had once had.
And I thought about this a little bit when we were talking about the last Spider-Man because of how Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, because it is a multiversal show, that I wonder if there was something to calling the main timeline sacred timeline, if that does something to the subconscious to make other timelines not feel as significant, because it's like, oh, this isn't part of the main MCU timeline. This is a different universe. And when you put the word sacred there, it's like, this is the only important one. Whereas, like, you're watching your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, you're like, this timeline doesn't really matter. Or like, what if like, this timeline doesn't really matter as much?
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of puts this automatic emphasis on it's not as significant. Like, it doesn't really matter.
I think that's why the Elseworld banner at DC is such a good idea. Like, Matt Reeves' universe with an Elseworld banner doesn't imply it's lesser. It's just else. Like, it's another. It's an Elseworld.
Different.
Very true.
So I think that's the move.
Absolutely.
Pulling this up here. Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, and have it be a thing that can happen but doesn't always happen. Get some post-credit scenes that are just kind of light so that people are like, oh, you never know.
Yeah. And let the creative choices happen so it's not beholden to things.
Some of these comments about Malkovich, I thought that was funny.
Oh,
Bless you.
And then Pater Filho Spiritus Sancti.
We didn't actually answer this question, did we?
No.
We didn't get there yet. You accidentally scrolled up and scrolled back down.
My bad.
Yeah.
Primal Prizo, if all three of you were to play a character in the MCU, who would it be and why?
We're all Reed Richards.
I played
We're all
Luis
Kang.
because I look like him.
Yeah.
I played David Dastmalchian's character,
Oh, yeah.
The Russian guy and
the Russian guy
The
in Ant-Man.
Russian.
And I'd play who is Corey still playing? What the hell is that character's
Who?
name?
What were those words?
Quantumania.
Corey Stoll?
Yeah.
Oh, Yellow
MODOK.
Jacket.
No.
Oh, MODOK.
MODOK.
Yeah, yeah, sure,
MODOK. I
Jacket.
could have pulled MODOK's name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would play Green Arrow. I know it's not the MCU.
I would play Man Spider. 'Cause I want Man
Yeah.
Spider.
I think Carnage would be my goal. I think I'd love to play Carnage.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'd have a lot of fun with Carnage.
Oh, get you a crazy wig.
Yeah.
And then take it off when we actually do the movie.
Yeah, for no reason. I think Carnage would be great. I used to want to play Venom real bad.
But then you lost the adrenaline momentum.
Yeah, and frankly, there was no hope.
okay.
Who else?
Corey would be Miss Marvel because he loves comics.
You could be.
I'd be a great Miss Marvel.
You would
Kamala
be.
Khan at the ready. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell
I'll
yeah.
be
Man
your...
Spider, Kamala Khan,
There
and
you go.
MODOK.
That's the team.
Guys, if that ain't a shirt, I don't know what is.
That's my Marvel Rivals team.
Colombian Thunder says, I love that it takes place in the 60s. For me, a lot of heroes' hearts are in the 50s, 60s. What do you say that? I think it's a major reason Alex Ross art resonates so much. I got the vibe down in the teaser. What do you mean by heroes' hearts are in the 50s, 60s?
Like when a lot of the heroes were invented, like that's of that era. I think there's an altruistic feeling to the time. It's really interesting, and this is something we kind of touched on. Greg and I touched on the newest episode of As Yet Untitled Show, and there's our movie news show, As Yet Untitled Movie News Show.
Untitled movie news show.
But I was talking about American exceptionalism and the feelings of nostalgia, and I was saying how the Superman trailer's music, I know it was a John Williams build, but it felt like Top Gun to me because of the music instruments chosen. And the last time I felt the rah-rah America was the 80s, which is Top Gun to me. Like this, I literally have tweeted out, and it was like long ago, I tweeted like, make America sound like the Top Gun soundtrack again. Like that to me is the feeling of American exceptionalism. And I think
Make America
some
logins
people,
again.
Yes. I think some people attach to the 50s. I think some people attach to the 80s. But I also think that we are always going to look at the past with rose-colored glasses to a crazy exponential scale. I know people that are like, man, I missed the early 2020s when we were all locked down. And I was like, I thought we were all going to die, and I lived in a constant state of panic and isolation. No, thank you. But people have always looked to the past with this sense of hope because they don't remember the bad stuff. And I think that's human nature. I think our brains literally heal over some of the trauma in order to move forward. If you lived in the 50s and 60s, a war, less health, we didn't treat all people with any sense of equality. We were working on it. But like I think what you're saying is true to the heroes, but I think the heroes sprang from an inequality. Like I think those hearts of heroes are because the world was not as just as we perceive it nostalgically. And I think Alex Ross art is a beautiful amalgamation of that perception plus the Norman Rockwell-esque beauty of that idealized society that never actually existed as much as we think it did.
Well, that's something interesting too. Is because like when I think of the 50s, 60s era of comics, I think of a different sense of heart than what would be present in more modern and more postmodern and more reflective and reflexive comics. And so, like, to go back there in movie form here and now, I think gives you an interesting opportunity to like look at and interrogate what was actually happening there, but also visit the tone and the feeling that those older comics brought that was a little more earnest and that was a little bit more, not heartfelt perhaps, but had a little bit more of that plucky sort of like, we can do it kind of sense. Not to say that that's like every character and that there was no drama, but that sort of pervading spirit, I think is kind of nice. And I miss that in comic book movies now because we do have to be really hip and cool. And we have to say, well, that just happened. So, it'd be nice to have some of that earnestness back.
So maybe the universe is Fantastic Four takes place and there's no racism in their America.
That's right. They solved it. That's the first thing they did when they got back.
Yeah. They made racism invisible.
Sue was like, look at me. I have no colors. And then everyone was like, damn.
We're an interracial relationship. How cool is this, guys?
That's right, yeah. And this guy's a rock.
Crazy. I'm not even a species. Just
and this guy's fire now.
They didn't show we talked about Mr. Fant. It's tough when you do like those. It's not tough, but like you gotta have a live stream chat going, and you want to keep everyone in the loop, and then people are kind of asking questions we already answered earlier.
I feel like I can't read the live stream, so I'm trying to keep up, but I don't know if you'd hit it on purpose because people would trigger me.
Well, actually, most
in the chat.
people have been pretty good.
Janine?
I can only read like the beginning word of everything.
Janine has designed a couple of our shirts, and she has said, "I think that oh my god, I still haven't sent you the shirt. I'm so sorry. I think that the '50s idealism is what." Has people completely misinterpreting the point of Captain America, hence having people not understand Anthony Mackie's recent comments. Do you want to talk about that later?
They were so like just not
non-controversial
at all. Those comments
it's
were
almost
like,
as if Chris Evans expressed similar sentiments
6 years ago and much more strongly.
Yeah.
Like years ago, Chris Evans said the same thing with more pointed words.
Chris Evans also like hardcore, like, screw you, Donald Trump. And everyone's like, you should be Captain America. The same crowd. Nick Alexander, I love this trailer. More MCU to feel unique versus having them all feel the same movie. That's very true. DCU will hopefully learn that lesson from MCU. I feel like DCU is quickly applying that lesson. I feel like DCEU was already doing that, and then they were, I don't know. Sorry, this comment's kind of interesting to me because I think MCU has been accused for a very long time of having so much of their movies, not all, but so much of them, have kind of a samey thing about them, and DCEU, despite how like up and down the receptive experience was with audiences, I think one of the credits you can give is there was a lot of variety in the execution, and I think DCU is already setting out to have variety. You can tell just by the filmmakers they are hiring, James Gunn's sentiments. If anything, I feel like MCU Fantastic Four, this could potentially be a rarity in what could still probably be like a lot of them feel samesies down the road, Yeah. So if anything, I feel like MCU needs to be consistent with having the different flares.
That was the thing about the early MCU was it felt like there was a couple of phases there where it's like, oh yeah, part of the thing is each one of these is going to have a different genre attached to it, and then slowly over time it became more and more like, yeah, we'll like add a couple of details from a genre, but we're mostly going to keep it an MCU movie, and I feel like they should go back to that. I mean, I was
just going to say, I agree, but I also think if you make a sundae with 3 flavors, you can taste the different flavors. Eventually, if you put too many flavors, it just becomes brown. Like when you paint with colors, eventually, it's just that color of like...
But each movie is a sundae.
But that's how it felt, but now it feels like we just kind of... Yeah. So I'm agreeing.
Yeah, absolutely. I see.
What kind of acting do you want from RDJ? I don't know what that question means.
Method. I want to be insufferable on set.
I want him to be Andy Kaufman. I want him to be Jim Carrey.
I want him to conquer a fictional land.
That's right, man. Yes. He's out there right now planting his flag.
I want him with lots of robots of Downey Jr. and he's sending them out to the people that he's invented.
I want him to be fast talking, quippy, and snarky. Yeah. Dr. Doom.
When I'm on set, I want you to address me as Doom.
I hope he's ominous. I mean, he brought a lot of presence to Oppenheimer. I don't love the casting, but we'll see. I have hope and faith in Downey as an actor. I just hope it doesn't take the weight out of Doom by having someone so familiar to us.
It is kind of strange what they're doing, huh? Because they put Fantastic Four in a different universe, understandably so, and then they're just putting RDJ there, presumably from that universe, right? That's
From
presumably
universe,
who that Doctor Doom is, right?
Yeah.
And so there's the consistent speculation that he won't remain Doctor Doom and that we'll get a real Doctor Doom. But I'm like, so would that real Doctor Doom come from Sacred Timeline, or would that Doctor Doom come from another universe?
And would that Doctor Doom know Reed because that's so important to the character? Would he think Pedro's his Reed? What's happening?
Yeah.
Was it a rumor? I thought I saw a thing the other day that they're like, Robert Downey Jr. is going to stick around as Doom for a while.
Paying him a lot of money.
You know? Well, they're still back in dump trucks up to his
Yeah,
house.
they've been since Comic-Con. I just don't know if you I don't know if you cast someone like Downey for a one and done. But I'm very curious about the whole thing top to bottom.
Let me go here.
Same.
I know Paul's
Top to bottom.
heavy spoilers always on top of the breakdowns.
Wow. We should watch the video on this video.
Okay, let me see here. Just looking at this.
Steal his views.
Just want to keep up with the chat. I think Silkworm is saying will steal the spotlight like Lex. It does feel like it might be a little bit more Sue-centric than perhaps previous live-action iterations, which are obviously very Reed-centric. Actually, it feels like it's husband and wife-centric.
Yeah, I feel like it's the mother-father element of the family and, the rumors of Franklin and I like that because I think Sue is a fantastic character. Like, there's a reason, the Namor stuff happens, and she's just, like, a captivating character. So, and Vanessa is such a force. Like, Vanessa Kirby is always so interesting in movies.
Well, and I can see her being the charm, like the heart of the heart, like the what am I trying to say? The representative of the heart and the charm, because at least at the outset, it doesn't seem like she is as reserved or as awkward with those things. So, yeah, you'd have both of their flavors kind of defining the movie and their debate as encapsulated in the dialogue of this trailer. But, yeah, she seems like kind of the center of the warmth, potentially.
Yeah, she's an incredible actress, man. Anytime I ever see her in anything, I'm always like, she blows me away.
Yeah, man. Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Woo! Hobbs and Shaw.
She's good at that.
She is.
She was good at that movie.
Everything.
Yeah. You make jokes about it being Hobbs and Shaw, but I'm like, but she is pretty good at Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her in
I
that.
forget which movie that is when she's also in Mission Impossible. So.
She's in Mission Impossible, starts out in Fallout, and then she continues on.
That's right.
Silkworm.
Again.
Nikki Masters Grimm fought Mole Man in Fantastic Four number 27. Remember, Coy? Hope we get the kids in the future. Franklin, Valeria, Nikki, Joe, but it'll be years away.
Skip to him right now. Downey's playing them all.
Someone gif that moment. Someone capture.
How'd you forget this comic, Coy?
Roxy, an hour and 15 minutes in.
How'd you not pull this comic?
I actually do remember that, and I do think we will probably get the kids. Right now, in the Ryan North run, it is a beautiful take on adopted kids, their biological kids, the whole First Families expansion. Like, it's a really wonderful thing, and I do think it's a way to set aside this team as more than just a team, but a family, if there's a family. So I think we'll get there for sure.
A teamily.
Teamily. We're not friends. We're teamily.
We're teamily.
Do you think a Brandon Davis in the chat?
Greg's best friend, Brandon Davis.
Brandon Davis.
Greg and Brandon hung out in real life.
No, we were
They went to the
supposed
gym.
Did you
They
not?
pumped
We were
iron
supposed
together.
to, but then
Greg and
Brandon was like,
didn't hang
he sent
out.
me Brandon Davis sent me a text saying like, I don't want to hang out with you tonight.
I've decided I hate
And
you.
I'm
Greg
working
Alba.
out instead.
I might be
Solo.
remembering it as an insecure child, but I'm pretty sure you said that you're not worth my time tonight, Greg.
Yep.
And I said, yes, Master Brandon.
Oh.
Whatever you say.
Whatever you say. I'll check back in tomorrow night. Unless you don't want me to. You
But
can let
unless-
me know.
I work on your clock always, Master Brandon.
I'm hearing a lot of collars and leashes worn in this scenario.
I would love it if
Yes,
Brandon just popped in the
Zaddy.
chat just to say that, then left and didn't catch
And
any
didn't
of that.
catch all of the
Don't want to
any of that.
implication later.
All right.
He's keeping the,
Did he actually
the
have a
non-hanging
question, or-
vibes
No,
alive.
no, I just said,
All
look at these guys.
Look at these guys.
Julia Garner, Silver Surfer. Let me just check here a couple. Let's go through these, and then we will talk about Silver Surfer. How
I
can
hope
we
she
not?
does a kickflip.
Let's see here. Glad you guys are stoked. Thank you.
Stoke.
Marvel's Rivals. I do want to check that out. Let's see here.
We're playing it at Multicon.
Yeah, we're Multicon. Actually, Real Rejects will be playing Marvel Rivals at Multicon.
Come play with us.
February 22nd. Tickets available now.
Brandon's back.
100%
Dave
proceeds
is back in the chat.
Dave is back in the
goes to
chat.
Fire Relief.
And Brandon's supposed to go to Multicon.
Brandon
Where
Davis, also
100% of
Multicon.
the proceeds will go to the fire release.
We should-
the LA wildfires.
We should force him to host our Real Rejects panel.
Yeah.
Kick off Michael.
Kick off Michael.
Sorry, Michael.
The CEO of
Always
Multicon.
kicking Michael. He's not in the video.
Yeah.
Dance for Life says Malkovich is probably playing Blade. True.
I like it.
When I saw the interviews, it didn't feel like the four have chemistry except for Pedro and Vanessa for some reason.
Well, if Joseph Quinn and his sister had chemistry, I'd be worried.
But brother-sister chemistry. You know what I mean?
Does this take place in certain states? Like,
Well, you got that familiarity, but
we're
I haven't
not
actually
friends, we're
seen
teamily.
them. We're teamily. That's right.
I haven't seen the four of them. I think the main chemistry is
Esteban, I'm going to write down your question for later. I appreciate that, how they will introduce. We're going to end the stream soon, guys.
I
do have
see
a hard
something about 2025 being the year of metal chicks due to Silver Surfer. Let's go.
Brandon's asking if Malkovich is if Malkovich is Ivan Kragoff, will they be super apes?
Oh, if they bring in super apes.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I would
I want
love
it.
that.
I want it.
He does always do vaguely Russian accents.
Yep.
I'm into that, Brandon. Great call. That would make
Whoa,
me happy.
we just got a massive super chat right when I said we're about to leave.
You live here now.
We're
Corey.
going to leave in the next 1 minute. Thank you so much. Holy shit, that's so kind. Right before we're about to head out, thank you. Landon Miller, a longtime patron of ours as well, super sexy. Haven't been a comic reader, but getting ready for July, Coy gave comic recommendations for Superman, so I went out and bought a big All-Star Superman book. Appreciate the recommendation, Coy.
Dude, I just found a small
Nothing makes
one.
me happier than people buying comics.
If there was a Fantastic Four, if there was one comic to introduce, I mean one, and I swear to God, if you're an
One
asshole
issue.
about this and recommend like 3 or 4,
Ryan North's current run that started 2.5 years ago, it is currently on volume 7. So it's not a lot. Like volume 7 is 7 trades, but volume 1 is issues like 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. Pick up there, and if you like it, keep going. I think the current run, and this is not common, usually some of the classics are musts to read first. This is completely isolated. You could just read this. The current run of Fantastic Four is insanely, I think, even better than the Kirby stuff, even better than the John Byrne stuff, even better than my favorite Ringo stuff. I think the current run is the best Fantastic Four and the most approachable. I would read the current Ryan North Fantastic Four. It is exceptional.
Let's go.
thank you, Bobby, for being here since the beginning of the stream.
Bobby.
Good job, Coy. Although
Thank you, Bobby.
I have to disagree. That's a boring comic.
He hates it, having read many
I've
issues.
definitely read all volume
He's
7.
read all.
That's right. I
all
started
the
at 7
Fantastic
and worked
Four.
my way backwards.
Do you all think F4s are the only heroes in this verse? No, I think there's like Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific.
Dr. Fate's in here.
Sure, for sure.
Mole Man,
Yeah, no,
Polka Dot Man.
I think it would be weird if they're the only heroes. Or actually,
Daredevil's
because of
in
the
it.
reception that they're getting from the public,
Could make sense.
and the fact that it's the 60s, because keep in mind, in our timeline, main timeline, it's like the 2000s, right, where people are starting to know about superheroes to the public. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are other superheroes, but still underground. I think that they could be the first public superheroes, though.
Let's go.
I think that's a good answer, Greg.
Publicly
I think
traded.
it's a good answer.
Greg, I
Greg.
think you did a good
publicly
answer.
traded
Good answer,
superhero.
Good answer, Greg.
answer.
Pat yourself on the back there,
Publicly
Greg.
traded
You did
superheroes.
good.
Good answers. Good answers.
I want,
Stocks.
stock in the Fantastic
Boy.
Four.
Coy, with you, Eternals was good. Dead on this shill.
Nah, dead
That's
on this hill.
Dead on the Shill's a good show name.
Dead on this shill. Dead on this shill might be a good.
Dead on
good,
the Shill. That's a good show name.
Good
For the
show
movie-
name. I was thinking Untitled.
Some good movie news. Still my
It's gonna be
favorite.
catchy.
A good movie news show.
It's not catchy.
It's a good.
Just rip off some more news and have it be some more movie news.
Well, I want to rip off Krasinski's some good news and do a good movie news show.
Grill's
Greg and I have
Comics
to say it like that every
explained in the chat. Oh my!
What
It
it
still
do?
surprises the hell out of me that Comics Explained pops up. Like it just is fucking crazy to me. It's,
Dive bomb in the chat.
I hope you can see
Cameo.
me like semi. Like
So
what the fuck? It's
excited.
so weird to me.
Look at this little pocket of nerds on the YouTube gathering together.
I mean, you learn
Hey.
so much about comics through Comics Explained. If you are like you want to
Apps
catch up. Here we go. King lost my dad last year. You guys have helped a lot. John's dad's still alive.
Oh, yes, I know what to do with that. You can borrow mine. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that we've brought you joy. I hope we're doing that right now. But you are the king.
Man,
And,
Coy, have you not seen Comics Explained's channel?
I have now in this.
I mean, come on, man.
2.46 million subscribers, man. Hell, I mean,
He's got a beautiful voice,
he's
too.
doing something right.
Fucking beautiful voice.
I probably heard his voice then.
Yeah.
But dude,
so
congratulations.
deep. He's got a deep-ass voice.
And we don't know each other, but you're doing the work by getting people in. Like, these are
Yeah.
actual comic icons, not like movie.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. Just from me to
he
you.
breaks down like full stories.
Thank
Yeah.
you. This is beautiful. This is like
Yeah.
this is the dream. Thank you
Yeah.
for doing this. This is wonderful.
And to King and yours, I know what it's like to lose a parent. In the last year and a half, I lost my grandma essentially is what we would say, and I also lost my uncle like a couple weeks ago, who was my mom's younger brother. It was like 10 minutes away from us, so know what loss is like. I'm sorry for your loss. John's dad still kicking. Just want to point that out. He doesn't know the pain we have.
I don't. I'm sorry. I feel for you, though.
I love that. I'm safe
I
here.
love Coy's dad.
dad's-
He's great.
Yeah, how have you dodged this bullet this whole
going
time?
for me.
I knew how uncomfortable you would react to it. So I just thought it was funny.
Oh, Coy.
But I know what loss is. It's grief is tough, and if we could provide minutes of escapism, I'm happy to do that for you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here.
You can go on.
What
rotation
Comics Explains it? It's a thanks, guys. Oh my god, even lost. Thank you,
Senpai.
Daniel.
Senpai.
Daniel Reyes, do you think F4 on Another World and RDJ Doom right before? Hold on a second. Do you think Fantastic Four in Another World and RDJ Doom right before a soft reboot of the MCU will be too confusing for casuals? I'll tell you what's confusing. The way you use some of the text here. And what will you be doing at Multicon? Absolutely nothing.
We'll be hiding.
Yeah. Well, at Multicon, we're going to be having like an actual panel.
Rejects together. First time live ever.
First time all of us together doing a live.
Doing
And
multiplication tables.
And we also will be having like a meet and greet time. It'll be a good time.
I'm hosting a panel. Greg's hosting a panel.
I don't know what panel I'm hosting yet, but I will be knowing soon, hopefully, so I can prepare to ask questions. Do you think Fantastic Four on Another World and RDJ Doom might right before? I don't think it will be. I think the movie will do a good job at explaining that it's a separate universe. I feel like general audiences now have a decent enough grasp of what. There's been so much multiverse stuff that I think they'll have a decent enough grasp to be able to comprehend what other universes are and what variants are. I totally think that. So yeah, man.
And
Sorry,
as a bit of a normie, I would just say that I feel like the Fantastic Four is also one of those top line names that the normals might, or casuals as you put it, might kind of be able to get past some of that stuff with, because they are such a recognizable name, and it's been a while since we've had a Fantastic Four movie, and so people might just walk in and go, "Oh, new Fantastic Four, let's check that out," and then come to discover, however, it
crazy, the
interlocks.
specific.
And,
Yeah.
they're going to move over to this other thing that I know about.
And Comics Explained, February 22nd in LA, and I'm doing a Kings of Comics panel, which you would appreciate. It's going to be me, Kevin Smith, Seth Green.
Forcing John
me.
to apologize for having an alive dad is hilarious.
That is the exact kind of situation that would happen in this room.
It really just did. I was in the literal middle of it. Kings of Comics panel, me, Kevin Smith, David Smolchin, Robert Kirkman, and Robert Liefeld teaming up. So comic stuff coming at you.
And my dad will be signing as well.
His dad will be present and accounted for a living.
I don't know if it's going to be streamed. We should record it though.
We should definitely record it.
I think they said
Because I know
some stuff will be
doing.
streamed. Yeah.
People can buy tickets if they're not physically.
We're not
there.
doing any more live events unless we record them. Because
do it. We should record
those are so different and unique and
don't know why we don't
wild and
record them.
wacky.
I'm so
like
proud
they
of all
get
of them.
they get freaking like absurd.
I thought we recorded some other ones.
and we've never recorded.
We did it? I record all. Wow.
They are absurd. Thanks. And Cox explain if you're out here in LA, I don't actually know where you're at right now. That'd be cool if you're. That'd be
I'm
cool.
so excited to
of a
get
comic
Kirkman and Liefeld on a panel talking comics. I'm stoked.
Carlos Ivan, glad y'all liked the trailer. Glad we liked the trailer too. It
like
would be a
you.
shitty morning if we didn't.
We like you
Very early.
even more.
Probably get easy clicks though if we didn't. Ye
Who
Cole
would do that?
BP. Thank you. Been getting into Fantastic Four comics, and the teaser job is to sell you on the tone and prove they're being faithful to the Fantastic Four, and it succeeds. They might actually get them right after Fox dropped the ball twice. I liked Galactus Cloud Silver Surfer movie. All right, I did. I
Who
liked
played that
it. I
Silver
liked the
Surfer?
movie.
I like elements of it.
Who played Silver Surfer? Lawrence
Doug
Fishburne and
Jones.
Doug Jones.
That's
Physically
right.
Doug,
Physical
verbally
Doug,
Lawrence.
verbal Lawrence.
No,
Wow.
physically Lawrence.
And verbally
Doug.
Doug.
Yeah.
Hey,
It
Doug
did
Jones
not
is a very
go well.
pleasant voice. Very pleasant
Doug, very
voice. Doug
sweet,
Jones.
yeah.
Very sweet man.
Lawrence Fishburne just like vibing in his awesome like. I loved Lawrence Fishburne's clothes. Now, have you ever seen like Lawrence at like a speaking event? He wears like all robes and just like exists. And he's got this amazing. He spoke at Stan Lee's wake, and he read like lots of poetry, and it was just beautiful to see like Lawrence Fishburne like shrouded in robes speaking the gospel of Stan to Stan. It was really beautiful.
Wow, we got people in from Colorado.
Your other favorite place besides New York?
Comics Explainers from there. Batmad.
I don't think he cares about Colorado.
I
No,
got
he
my
found New
wife
York.
is
Found
from
New York.
Colorado. I got married in Colorado. I love Colorado. I'd love to have another home there.
First New
And
York.
Lance
First
Lim
New
is
York,
from the
though, yeah.
Philippines, and I just told Toy
Talking
this
about today.
morning I want to take a trip to the Philippines, get more in touch with my roots.
I think it's really important. I really
Yeah.
really connected to Ireland when I went.
Michelle.
I'm going to
Michelle
all the white
always
people
here.
places.
Yeah,
Connect.
Nebraska,
John,
Omaha.
both of your parents are alive.
Oh no.
John doesn't have to travel. He has living.
He
parents.
has living
Reminds
family.
me of when we did the 23
What
and
if you travel and something terrible? Okay, let's go here. Michelle, this channel has to go for super dark.
What if you go to your white places
there
with
were
your white
so
family
many
that's still
things
alive?
that could happen there.
What if you travel and then while you're gone, they're still alive when you come
And
back?
then you come back
Which
to your loving,
sounds
living
like
family.
the luck you have.
Yeah.
to
I'll make sure
Michelle.
tragedy strikes, gang. Don't worry.
This channel has been a beacon of light this year. Thank you.
Oh,
It's
been a hell of a
If
year.
anyone knows light, it's John.
that's right, man. Lucifer, they call me, bringer of light.
Chadwick Myers thought they'd use marketing. Thank you guys so much for these super chats. These are really generous. And I like the main chat that's going on, too. There's a lot of interesting comments you all keep leaving here. And I like that Comics Explained is interacting with everyone, too.
right.
Atlanta, Nebraska, Arizona. People from all over the world are here. Oh, my God. Real JB going to Colorado for summer. Go
Dude,
to Colorado Springs.
Mike D
Beautiful.
is in the chat from Beastie
Yo,
Boys.
Mike D.
Thought they'd use marketing as immersive prologue with today's launch coverage, and then the big game spot could have been a real news report of the ship incident crash and make it a real event for us. I mean, that's good marketing
That would
strategy.
be really wicked.
That is, I mean, I feel like if they made an announcement that it was coming, then it would probably be annoying. But if it just spontaneously went up today and like no one knew, I think that first thing would be like pretty cool as a launch, and like this spread out thing that you're talking about is pretty awesome. And yes, dope. I'm seeing you about the Kick Customs Joker shoes, baby. Yeah.
Hey, brother.
I think that might have been the original idea, but there's been some real plane crashes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't
All
know.
that-
I don't
They've
know.
really had a bad run of luck lately with Marvel and just stuff happening in society that they need to readjust their marketing to
Yeah.
not confront.
Was it for all that DEI?
Yes, that's what it was in the marketing department. Then those planes would have
Goddamn.
crashed, and no one would have. Anyway,
Everything. Can you guys react to Jello?
When the
tweak
world's
our
so
lyric
sad,
right
I'm
now?
trying to joke about it. It's so hard.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
What are those words in that order?
I was
Who's
watching
Jello?
a music video that I could have sworn was for a children's channel, and it was a Bruno Mars music video with some Korean performer girl.
Oh, that like 90s punk rock one?
I thought I was like, oh, is this like a children's channel? Because there's babies around watching, and I thought it was like an alphabet song or something like that. I finished the entire song not realizing I was watching Bruno Mars and thinking I was watching some like kids
I
programming
actually like that video.
the whole time.
I like that video. Like it's like punk 90s. Like
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne area. I don't
Apparently-
know Jello though.
Do you think
Apparently
Wong
this is
will
some
save
hip-hop.
them?
I do
Jurassic-
know of the hip hop.
Jurassic World Rebirth live stream? Nah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the lore of Jurassic Park is not. Would just be like, we don't know enough about dinosaurs either to be like, here's what this dinosaur is and what the accuracy.
I read the Michael Crichton,
You know?
and
There are some breakdown channels that will do reactions and say their reactions, and you can listen to them. Pick up on the hints there. J. Cole BP. I think I've seen some people being critical of the Thing's CGI. Do you mean the remake of the Thing? Haha, it's that hour. I think he looks great and comic accurate. Doesn't look like an orange turd like Chickless's version. I didn't mind Chickless's version.
no, look
I
kinda
think
cool.
I think he looks great, especially 5 months out. I think he's only going to look better.
Yeah.
I personally.
Korg looked good. Thing can also look good.
Yeah, I feel like
You
there's
know?
definitely a precedent.
I feel like of all things, that's the one I'm least worried about in these months leading up to the release.
Michelle in the chat says, my mom also passed away. Can I get in on custody of John's parents?
Sharon John's
I'm
parents.
renting them out, man.
Those living
I
parents.
got
Those
one of
living
each for
parents,
now.
you son of a
Man,
bitch.
oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
out
I know.
here.
Selfish
I'm working on
bastard.
it.
This
I'm really.
unorphaned mother.
Here I am with one while you have
Whoa.
two.
I should give
So
you some of mine.
greedy.
You know, I'll break them in
guy,
half.
cruel
And
whole
yeah,
parent.
you want some
bastard,
koi?
you.
I mean, I got a whole pair.
That's
I got-
right.
yeah.
Here's what I'm
but
gonna.
you're good.
Here's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
you're
do, guys.
good, yeah.
I'm gonna refresh the super chat.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna disable. I'm gonna so that way no one can submit any more. If there's stickers you want to submit, thank you. But we want to make sure we end because Coy has a meeting with DC Studios people. Oh my God!
I'm so sorry.
So important.
Gotta do things for work.
And then he's
can't-
gonna go meet with his parents who are alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly to the East Coast again and
No,
see my
no.
living
See, I
parents.
can't say that about Coy because his parents are far.
Yeah, I don't get to see
They,
them.
he has to hop on a plane
Yeah.
to see them.
I have to land on ice and hope I survive.
All right. So I have sympathy for Coy.
Yeah.
You should.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Coy is oppressed.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah,
I
there's
am
another time zone.
An
okay?
anus. I
Don't be an
apologize,
asshole.
gang. I am a
Crazy.
big anus.
So D Tria 914 is saying, with this shirt, add Alphabet's hat too.
This is great.
A deal listener, that's Trey. I met Coy last MegaCon in
remember
Miles in Deadpool
you.
cosplay.
Yes.
Ready for the DC showcase in the comic book. I know it's pretty crazy.
I'm in the back of
Dude.
comics. I was gonna bring one and be an absolute egoist, but I didn't. Literally the back of the comics starting this week. So last week I was in the inside cover. This week, this Wednesday, I'm on the back of DC Comics, which is I remember the back of comics growing up. Like those are iconic images in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm in 10,000s of homes.
And is it
Crazy.
just you with like a logo that says Koi and it's
Yeah,
just like
that's
an
it.
advertisement for your
It's
existence?
just my identity.
Yes,
People are like,
it's
it's
advertising your
brand
identity.
awareness for me living.
Yeah.
There's love for Chickless's design in the. I thank you.
Yes,
my friends.
positivity.
Did not see Final Destination trailer because Roxy and I will be reacting to it.
Oh,
And come on, why have kills be spoiled in the
In the
trailer?
trailer.
Devin
Not going to do it.
Sawa.
Comics Man saying this thing looks amazing. The voice is a little too normal sounding to me though. Coy, do you want to fight with Comics Explained right now? We could probably clip it out.
Oh, you want that?
You want to fight with him?
Also, he just complimented me. I do look exactly like Green Arrow.
You should have said it's garlic time.
Listen, Comics Explained, who I respect and appreciate doing all of this work for the community that I appreciate and admire most, and also the fact that you've been able to do the hardest thing in the YouTube community, which is get people to care about comic books, and you've actually added integrity by using comic book art to your
Yeah,
videos
you
and
son
still
of a
getting
bitch.
clicks. Way to be, Comics Explained. Way to do what I always hoped someone would do. And I slightly disagree with your one statement about the thing, so now we're rivals.
Oh, kill him.
Good luck, Lex Luthor,
Fight
my
'em.
Superman.
In
Toe to
person.
Yeah,
toe.
one slight disagreement,
Put a hard
hate
candy
you.
in his mouth.
I'm gonna make lots of videos with you with little crying emojis because that's how we show
And your
what
big
it's like
eyes,
to be hateful on the internet.
Vince McMahon.
I assume Comics Explained is too woke,
do.
and I'm gonna write in high and lowercase letters to show sarcasm about my feelings towards you in general.
Oh.
Deal with it, person
Deal.
I respect.
Yeah, what do you got?
How's that?
Day
What do you
show
got?
always watching
That
here.
kind of
Gotta
promo?
love
Is that how
aggressive
it's done?
appreciation.
That's how it's done.
That's how it's a good job,
Yeah.
Coy.
Feeling the animosity.
Mavs with the last stream lab. Can you guys explain in Marvel terms the Luke ad trade?
What?
Luca ad trade. Wow, you're gonna embarrass yourself for a comics explainer. Gosh,
What are those words?
you're gonna blame yourself.
Luca AD? Luca ad?
Luca ad. Is that a hip hop thing?
Yes, it's from the Jello song.
God, Constant's
Jello's
friends with
Luca
heavy
ad.
spoilers. Everyone's friends with heavy spoilers. He needs to stop. I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah, wait a
Asshole.
Everyone's
Someone mentioned
best
Kendrick, and I
friend.
don't know what it says.
Okay, remember what the Luke ad thing? Hey, PLD, what's going on, buddy?
I
Oh,
mentioned
is
Kendrick,
it?
and I'll never know.
Is this about? It's because the Lakers apparently traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis.
Brandon Davis's brother.
That's right.
Anthony Davis?
So I
Brandon's
guess
tall.
I guess now what you need to do is find their analogs in Marvel and you know
So,
who gets traded.
A
Luca,
tall
a new
guy
Laker.
and another tall guy.
It's basketball stuff.
Switch places. It's like when Beast left the X-Men and went to the Avengers, and then the Avengers were like, "We want Storm to be an Avenger." And everybody was like, I'm cool with that. And I'm sure everyone is cool with these tall guys being tall with different shirts on
Yeah.
now. Because
Yeah.
now the tallness affects the money at someone else that owns the team that makes billions of dollars
Shit.
off of your caring about these tall people in the different shirts.
So tall.
And you, as a fan of that region, care about that individual, probably not from that region, but got paid to move to that region and play in that shirt.
Tall.
And now Tall is over there, and I hope he likes his new home.
Tall.
Tall.
Dope. Look,
Dope
Coy,
tall.
I'm gonna make sure you get out of here on time. So
Okay.
let's take these hilarious bits and trim them in half.
But
Like
they're
the amount
so
of parents I have.
hilarious.
Oh, hey.
Bah, bah.
Yeah, where's my...
They can hear it. We can't. Yep. It's definitely been playing this whole time.
There it is. That's the one we wanted.
All right. That's what got us in trouble with Paramount.
I'm turning it off.
All right, it's off now.
Remember? Horns.
We need to move it along. Howdy, I appreciate the joy, Teak says. The trailer doesn't look bad. However, I like the design of Tim Story's thing more. Look at all this love coming in for the Chickless's thing. Also saw Koi's FDVD collection video, but was surprising on the fall 2006.
Hasn't that just been re-released?
I like The Fall, but part of what I own is by rewatchability, and I wouldn't rewatch The Fall very often personally. Beautiful imagery, just not a movie I like put on cash.
Well,
seen it.
damn, dude, I'm just so happy for Tim Story's The Thing
Getting some
finally getting
love.
some love. He did 2 of those, all right?
Happy
And
for
one was a
Tarsem.
big improvement on the other. Boo. Hey, guys, just wanted to say love all your content, and what are you looking forward to in Fantastic Four? Well, how to sum it up in just a tiny bit after we've talked for 2 hours, but make sure we acknowledge a super chat. I am looking forward to the weirdness. Boom. There it is.
I'm
That's what
looking
I got.
forward to the uniqueness.
I'm looking forward to the Ben Grimm story. It was my favorite part of the teaser, and I really am excited to see what they do with that.
Yeah, it seems like a James Gunn maneuver, right? Like, yeah, you know the one who I think should be the main character? The Thing. That sounds like a James
like
Gunn
it.
move.
Yeah,
Taking a
maybe.
page out
Got
of
a
the
lot of
gun.
pathos.
Cool Cash, GG. When do you all see Captain America Brave New World? I'm going to spill some tea here. Some tea without dropping names. Disney PR is out of this world lately. You ask anyone out here about trying to get screenings or working with publicists, it's kind of vacant. People are quitting left and right.
That's a lot of tea.
And yeah, it's pretty bad. And there's a lot of people who are in the same boat of like, I can't get screeners, can't get into screenings,
How are we supposed to shill if we don't get to see the stuff we're shilling?
can't get a hold of anyone. It's been pretty nonstop, and it's only been getting worse every week in January.
My favorite thing is I'm going to go see that with just regular people. They're going to talk and I'm going to punch people.
Well, we might be getting an IMAX screening, but I am the one who's going to stay behind and not watch Captain America Brave New World.
Wow.
I have drawn that straw for this one. And but you guys go watch it and deliver good reviews and live streams for people.
Okay.
We should definitely help the company that's helped us so much.
Josh Shield, it's because we talk shit on What If Season 3.
We're
Josh
like,
Shield,
they're dead to us after 10 years.
why did you all stop reacting to Brooklyn Nine-Nine? We didn't. If you look, so many of them kept getting blocked. They're through the roof with blocks, and it's incessant. Like, there's no point. So we started making it Patreon exclusive because it wasn't a view count thing. It was they would not stop getting blocked. Like uploads that would be out for a week blocked, and then just like seasons blocked. So yeah, it wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense after a while to keep. It was just like losing so much time and the money for editing, and then our own time too for like all the editing stuff we did. The Real JB. My theories of the Fantastic Four are from our universe, but like stuck in another universe somehow, or maybe stuck in the negative zone. Also love you guys. Oh, interesting theory. So it would be that they are from what you said.
They're from our 60s?
Yeah.
That's fun.
They're from Earth 616, but somehow they got transported to the other universe, and they've been living out their life there.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's fun. And Negative Zone, I do think is going to come to play.
Cool. I want to see that.
Yeah, the quantum realm.
I think that's that little town.
And then
that
the
little-
afterlife in Moon Knight and the afterlife in Black Panther
they're all
and
gonna come
Valhalla.
together.
They're all going to come together. Tara Reid, here we go. Big
Tara
one.
Reid.
Tara
That's a
Reid.
good-ass
Yeah,
name
oh my
right there.
God,
Also, yeah, it's a great
big
name.
one.
Sharknado.
This is Hey Dudes. I've been watching your channel for years. I just want to say y'all are awesome, and I love you all and all the missing rejects not on the stream. There's a reason they're not here.
They're sleeping.
They're asleep. The Fantastic Four trailer is fantastic. And breath of fresh air. Hope you all have a great day. It's going to be a great day now because we had a great morning, and then we get Jurassic World tomorrow.
Yes.
The fun doesn't stop.
No.
Tara Reid.
never.
And Universal loves Coy, but he doesn't want to be here tomorrow.
Wow.
Sorry, I love them too. I do.
You don't
But
want to
thank-
be on the best franchise.
But thank you for such a super generous super chat. That is $100 is a lot. Thank you so much, man.
Tara Reid's also
Very,
great.
very, very kind. I'm glad you enjoyed the trailer as well. Thank you.
Absolutely.
LJ Spears, if Secret Wars reboots MCU, do you think we'll get a post-credit scene establishing the new vibe, or do we wait a year or two? Kind of hope it's the latter.
If they restart, they should pause.
Yeah.
I don't think you should. In my opinion, I agree with you. I don't think
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, we're going to take a break because we need to recalculate and be like, but here it is. I think let it breathe. If that's the case. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. But
yeah.
Coy is so peaceful. Gotta love the attitude. No, he's not.
I love that's the read.
What's going on? Disney and Storming
Peaceful
Machine in terms of
Coy.
events and screenings. If you're like a TikToker,
Sure can see. Maybe you've already seen it.
That's what. Yeah, they're the new press. That's what they are.
Would you like a 30-second discussion of it? Boy, have we got you people.
Whoa, that famous guy's walking the red carpet.
I am here too.
I breathed the air of that person. You should see the movie because the air tasted good.
Yeah.
Say, they pump in primo air.
Chris J. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was a famous TikToker, I'd totally take advantage of the
Oh, I'm
opportunity.
not
So,
judging,
like,
yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
I'd breathe that air. Get that huff, that
I
Harrison.
don't want to sound like that shouldn't be the case. I'm like, no, if I was in their position, I absolutely would.
Yeah.
Chris J.
Just puts reviews in a tricky spot.
Just puts
Because
like
the movie's coming out
just
soon.
puts the actual reviews in a weird conundrum.
Is it a promotion if it's a long form and no one?
And then the weirder part is when I know of people who are actually a part of the Critics Association, verified Critics Association, who are now not able to go to these things. It's just wild. But TikTokers can.
Given the world we live in,
yeah.
it makes sense that they might start shifting toward, yes, like the guaranteed promo rather than the chance of maybe not so great review
Yeah.
anymore.
But like, if it's so tricky because then they call us. It's hard because they call us shills and we actually do reviews. Like, so it's like if we don't get the opportunity to, and we're still going to get called shills. So it's like, where's the benefit if we are also struggling and being called crap? Like, it's just exhausting.
I'm past the shill thing. Yeah, Coy
dying
gets
on that shill.
really offended by people.
I do. I just like.
I
think
like that title.
Which one?
Die
Shill?
on that
Die
shill.
on that shill's funny.
That's a cool
That's a
title.
really fun title.
Die
Die
on that shill.
shill.
And that happened by accident.
Yeah, because we just misread a thing.
Yeah, die on that shill. That's a really cool title.
I like that. I grew up near Bunker Hill.
And
I
that's
thought I
something we're
liked them.
like dying of being about our honest opinions.
Yeah, we die on that shill.
Jasmine. See,
and the-
Jasmine, an amazing TikToker, going to Captain America.
But Jasmine actually makes like quality content with nuance and reviews. Like Jasmine actually makes like
Jasmine, really?
a woman.
I've seen her work.
She has flowers in the background. How could she have an opinion that a man
Jasmine
might
actually.
enjoy?
If Jasmine only knew
allergic to
just
flowers.
how much positive talk behind her back goes down.
Just yesterday.
Just yesterday, in a company meeting, she
Literally.
got brought of.
Like an all hands on deck, Jasmine talking crap about her.
You're our new mascot.
Ooh, Comics Explained said there's a theory that Malkovich is Franklin. He thinks it's Ivan, but it's a cool theory.
That's fun.
That's cool.
I like that.
Let's go.
Great.
James Carpenter, you did do a comment.
Dude, Malka Kang.
Phil of Shill.
Oh.
Here we
Phil
go.
of Shill.
Chris J, is it only me? I feel like they will kick off Human Torch. There's a part when they're together. Johnny was standing away from the other three, and he has been shown a lot of the time in the teaser. Oh, yeah, I do think he would. I think he's probably going to be a little bit like independent rogue for a bit, but I don't think he'll kick him off. Like, that's not family.
No.
He's the villain.
No, but I think he's on this like discovery process. There's something that does feel like
Walkabouty.
melancholy about. Yeah,
Walkabout.
they're definitely for sure.
Going to walkabout.
Lance Lamb, Marvel is just big brain. The new characters are released under the Fantastic Four Marvel Rivals. It's just too good.
There you go.
Synergy, baby. Synergy is where it's at.
Call corporate and tell them good job.
Matteo Diavino, wish I could meet you all one day here since 2016.
Come to
Multicon.
Multicon.
Damn,
If
good
you
amount of
can.
time. Come to Multicon. Thank you
8 years,
so much,
9
man.
this year. Wow.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to refresh this, make sure we got everything, and then we'll read a couple quick ones, and we'll get Coy the F word out of here.
Multicon, February 22nd. Come through.
All right, last one here. Do you think they'll build Doom up the way they did Thanos? No, because they announced him before Thanos was announced in a movie where Doom was announced at a Comic-Con because Disney stocks are in need of improvement. So,
Them shareholders, boy. That's
Gotta
what we
get
do
'em
it
out
all
there.
for. Do it all for the shareholders, baby. No matter
Show
what
business.
sector of
I-
society you're
show.
in.
it is interesting to like completely get your feelings 100%, but I'm still so on the other side. Like, I just can't wait to see how if they pull it off.
so happy for you.
I am so anticipatory of what they're gonna do with Doom. I'm very much like, man, that's a bold ass move. It's got people talking, upset, positive, doesn't matter. All that matters is emotion.
Effective.
And so you got emotion in there. It's gonna get people to like check it out. It's like. I think there's something clever, or it could be terrible, and that's what I love about it.
It's their game to lose. Bold swings.
Okay, so then let's confirm here, and we'll do a couple. Then we'll just speed round our way out of here, or I'll set a timer, and we'll just let me confirm here. So sorry, everyone. So sorry. So sorry. Okay, this is the last one for sure. 2 things. Will we get a Severance reaction? Probably not, honestly. I haven't even seen the first season, and most people here haven't. And second, could we see your thoughts on the Weeknd's movie trailer? It's a surprisingly beautiful shot. Do you know what he's talking about?
The artist known as The Weeknd.
Yeah.
He just performed at the Grammys. I'm not as big of a Weeknd fan as I'd like to be in order to really react to it, but I hear it's pretty. His music's not my thing, but I'm happy for him and his fans.
You know, as big fans of The Idol, I think we're all looking forward to this, and I hope he got carte blanche over the whole project.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
I will, Booby Luna. Bobby Luna, I am constantly by just sitting at the desk at DC gerrymandering for Green Arrow.
Hey.
Always.
So if it happens, we know who to
Now
blame.
you guys know how it started. Whoa!
Hell yeah.
That's
Live
a right,
stream.
That's a right click away.
Turn your world upside down. I don't know what button I hit, but we're here at the
It's
very
okay.
end.
It defaults to flip, so you just need to right click it, and then yeah, we can fix that.
Yeah, oh, hey.
There you go. I knew what to do.
I landed.
All right. So in the chat here, let's zoom out. Boom, boom, boom. Boomity boom, boom. Coy.
Boom, boom,
We're going to
boom,
set a
boom.
timer here to get you out of here.
Okay. 3 minutes?
You only want to do a 3-minute speed run?
I mean, how many were you gonna say? 1 minute? What are we doing?
11 minutes.
We can do 3. Just
a half hour
just so
long.
people
speed,
can.
Nice
an
clean
hour
10-10.
long speed round.
A nice clean 10-10 and boogie. Hour-long speed rounds. Do it.
All right, so set a timer for how long? 3 minutes? Set a timer for 3 minutes. Once this goes off. 3 minutes now. All right, here we go. Get it in there, guys. Immortal says, I miss old times. Don't know what that means, but okay.
We're literally upside down, and Eddie Munson, perfect.
Yes.
So it was a reference, and you caught.
Koi, what's your secret to maintaining that beautiful goatee?
I can't genetically grow the sides, so I can't grow a beard, and thus I must grow the only thing nature gave me. And then I use a little horse brush, like the ones they use on a horse mane, to shape it. And then I get up in here, and then this is the only option I have.
Oh, the score looks sounds incredible.
Looks great.
Silver Surfer. Someone posed a theory in the chat that they didn't show her because they thought it might overshadow the trailer for the first one.
I don't think they should do anything but the family in the beginning. I think Galactus was enough to be like family plus. I don't think Silver Surfer. I think it's too soon.
Blake Lively or Baldoni? Baldoni.
I've not followed any
just
of that.
because I want to take down that couple. I hate Blake Lively for no reason. What do you do for
Shutting
triceps?
the fuck up is also free.
I do a lot of extensions. I do dips. I do overhead presses. I do a lot of rope pulls. I'm a big fan of the rope pull. I do a full like half of a day that is just triceps.
Thank you so much, Ellie Bullock. You and the Media Knights are my current favorite. Media Knights got me an amazing gift, and I just got them an amazing gift. I can't wait for them to see it. I asked them to record the reaction to it.
Ooh, would there be
Bobby
a
Luna,
Sinners
it's okay you
reaction?
didn't give money. I know you were here since the beginning. Thank you, Bobby Luna.
A
All that matters
Sinners
is
reaction
here.
would be so fun.
Yeah,
March.
Coy heard the score live, right? Didn't
Yeah,
you
I was
hear-
there for the first time it was ever played. Michael Giacchino played it at the Hollywood Bowl for their big Avengers. They played all of the scores leading up to Endgame as one giant concert, and then they debuted the Fantastic Four score. It was incredible. I actually have a recording of it on my YouTube page.
So you would say it's a fantastic score.
I'd say it's pretty
Would you
fantastic.
guys want them to adapt the new Ultimate Universe timeline if they do the reboot, the MCU after Secret Wars?
The current one would work in some ways, not in others, because there's a lot of past legacy tied to it. So you'd have to find a way to make that work. But there are certain elements I would love to see, like the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff.
Top or bottom?
Depending on the partner.
Top. Bobby Luna, favorite. Thank you so much for being. I'm going to be your favorite. Let me see if there's any other little notes that we did not acknowledge.
Kirby will be the MVP.
How will they introduce Galactus? He'll just show up at the end randomly. You think he'll be building up throughout the movie?
Ralph Ineson will come in and just go, boo! And he's going to be Galactus. I think it'll build up. I think they're going to detect him, and it's going to be like, as he gets there, they
Okay,
experience
cool.
it, you know?
How do you deal with a Galactus?
That's
Such
the
a
question.
huge freaking thing.
You got to go to another multiverse. Maybe they're trying to put him through. Who knows?
You guys are the Rock. I am the Rock.
Hey, you guys rock. I like it.
I like Dwayne
That's
Johnson.
a very good texture on
Coy,
that.
what's the best comic you've read recently?
Fantastic Four that I talked about earlier has got to be up there. Department of Truth's my current favorite ongoing. Ultimate Spider-Man, I think, is the best Spider-Man in the last 10
8
years.
seconds left, people.
I did it. Okay, guys. LJ Spears, thank you. James Carpenter, thank you. Tim Wing, thank you. ZB, Batman.
One of those reaction
Ancient
wrecks
One.
has already been shot.
Oh, it's coming.
Hey,
All right,
and
it's up.
cradle to the grave.
All right, well, guys, go watch John Campia now because he should be live. So
Send him over.
Thank you guys so much for popping into the chat. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the live stream in terms of like the super chats and such.
Nick Darnell, congratulations on a film in South by. That's an incredible accomplishment.
Hells yeah, well done.
Are we
Dude,
hearing
congratulations.
Birds chirping.
Is
That's
that
real life
outside
outside.
or is that
I
from
heard
the
it too.
computer?
I think
Okay,
that's real life.
all right,
No,
okay.
those are
Nature.
not AI birds.
All right, guys, we're gonna head on out of here.
Touch some grass.
Thank you guys so much again. And look out for our Spider-Man reaction coming at like 1:30 a.m. PST. See